Hello, my name is Kafui Dey. My guest is Dr. Terry Bright Ofosu, dance scholar, choreographer, performer, and educator. But before the conversation, here's some great news for you. If you send money back home to Ghana, you need to hear this. Lemfi is the app to use to send money from the UK, Europe, Canada, or US straight to Ghana with zero transfer fees. You can send directly to bank accounts or Momo, and your people back home receive the money in minutes. The exchange rates are competitive, and the app is secure and safe to use. And here's a bonus. When you sign up and use my referral code KAFUI, you get cash back on your first qualifying transfer. Plus, every time you send money, you can earn reward points you can use to transact later. Download the Lemfi app now and use my code KAFUI when you sign up. And now to the conversation with Dr. Ofosu. Good to have you on the show.
Thanks for having me.
What's happening in your world of dance and choreography and teaching right now?
Right now. Okay, so I think that first of all, I just have to mention the fact that people have seen my videos that have gone viral of late because we are having a carnival, a dance festival or carnival next month.
In the month of April?
In the month of April.
Okay.
And 29th of April every year is World Dance Day or International Dance Day. So we decided that since the School of Performing Arts was instituted, the African Studies actually had a festival that brought people, dancers from across Ghana to the vicinity to come and then showcase different dances. And that has stopped for a long time. So the dance department decided to do this festival and that we can repeat it every year. So that the process of going through making ourselves visible out there for people to know about this festival is what has created this new viral videos of me on TV and on social media and what have you. So what is happening right now is that there is a kind of a boom for Afropop dancers, all right? So these young guys that you know, Dance God Lloyd, Endurance, Afronita, Azunto Flex, Incredible Ziggy, and all these guys, DWP Academy, and all these academies around, there is a boom for them because they have bypassed the traditional media and gotten onto social media, and therefore they are being invited across the world.
How far have they gone from Ghana?
They've gone to Europe severally, to the US, to Asia, Singapore, name China. You know, they are being invited left, right, center. All right, and so there's a boom for the dance fraternity.
How does that make you feel?
It makes me feel so good because you see, this is what we wanted to do. This is what we kept saying when the dance craze actually started in the early 80s, mid 80s, thereabout. And we wanted to achieve this, you know, but there is this hegemonic structure that I would say comprises the traditional media. Who am I to go to GTV and say that, oh, I want to advertise myself to the world, I want you to push me out there. And note that hitherto Ghanaians have believed that pop dances were foreign.
What's a pop dance?
Okay, so pop dances are dances, contemporary dances that are created as new developments. So the current dispensation actually affects the youth to create new things. But what has happened in the past is that there is this traditional structure which is fixed. And you cannot just access that space. You have to have knowledge. You cannot just stand in front of the Asantehene and say that you are going to dance Kete or Adowa. You must understand the signs, symbols, that you have to execute the appropriate movements before you are beheaded, so to speak, all right?
Once upon a time, was Palogo a pop dance?
Yes, Palogo and Bobobo.
They were pop dance. They were
and
created.
Fume. They were created. They were new things that were created. And I'll come to that to explain and break it down better for you. So back to your question, pop dancers are dances that are created by the marginalized youth as a way of resisting the structured systems that are in place. So when you talk about Adwa, Kete, and Abaja and all that, they are formalized, informal, formalized works, and they contain value systems of the traditional society, which tells you how to comport yourself, how to do things, and all that. Now, the belief is that the system does not actually speak for this marginalized youth. So in order for them to create a space for themselves that they can voice out and say things that hurt them in special ways, they create pop dance. That is how come you have A plus and Sydney play Sentinel, and A plus will play something about politicians and speak directly to them. It is their space. So they are able to vent out their spleen. And the same thing happens in pop dance. So all the dances that you see in Azunto and all these are statements by the youth, speaking to powers that be or addressing the issues that they face within the socio-political milieu, and therefore pop dances are new dances, and they always happen through syncretic practices. So you have something that is coming from another place, another world, the global world, coming down, and then the youth will mix that with their, call it tradition, call it their normal practices, and then they create the new dances.
Break down a current pop dance for me right now, 2026, March. What is the pop dance that speaks to what you just said?
Okay, so now the current dispensation is, if you are aware, you realize that they are saying that they are doing Afropop. Okay, Afropop. Now, if you see what is going around the world, a typical example is what Donald Trump is doing, right? And you listen to his speeches. He says that, we can take Greenland anyway, but we are not going to do that. We can take it. And he goes to Iran and bombs them, and, So you realize that all these actions were preceded by one guy who was killed by the US, and the world went, and I think it's called, this guy that the police officer put the leg.
George Floyd.
George Floyd.
2020.
When it happened, you realize that the whole world started agitating about Black Lives Matter. Now, this particular period was also preceded by several occurrences. And the African youth had, let me say the Ghanaian youth, had created a dance they call Azunto, which means work, right?
It does?
The original meaning of Azunto, or the original name of Azunto was Apa.
Apa.
Apa. Apa in Ghana. It was created by the Ghana marginalized youth.
Okay.
Yeah?
Okay.
Apa means work.
Okay.
So the youth were actually asking those in authority that we need work. Okay? And Azunto developed, and you see them doing all kinds of resistant movements, wash and wear, ironing, and boxing, shadow boxing. These are phone calls. You know the telephony business?
Yes.
When they were used to do phone calls. That is work. You understand? Okay. So all these things are wash people's things and are iron people's things.
I'm ready to work.
Exactly. Okay.
But where did the word Azunto itself come from? Azunto.
Okay, so Azunto comes from the word, the Hausa phrase, Azuntaba. Azuntaba. Okay. Come and let me touch you. So you realize that Sarkodie sang the song. He said Azunto bi amakonya or something, but I like it. That kind of phrase that he did. It means that the Azunto terminology meant cheap, low-life woman.
Okay.
Or girl, cheap, low-life. So,
come make a touch.
In the past, it was a asoko, right? Okay. When they say asoko girl, it means that somebody who is cheap, low-life, anybody. And so, come let me touch you. You understand? But all it meant was that Azunto represented the dance. And they said that, come let me touch you. I know that people do not like you, but you are in my space. I like you. You are mine.
So you're kind of reversing.
Exactly.
Liking what has been rejected.
Rejected.
Yes, okay.
And that is the pop dance space. So, for instance, when Panlogo was created, it's a pop dance, all right? When it was created, Ghanaian adults, and they rejected the dance. We have Panlogo today because Kwame Nkrumah invited the Ghana Dance Ensemble to come to Flagstaff House, today's Jubilee House, to perform the dance before him. And he looked at the dance and it's like, I see nothing wrong with this. Please go and perform your
Go ahead. Nice.
Palogo and Bobobo. They said it has sexual connotations. And it really did.
And this time, Bobobo has even got to a whole new level.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's...
There's Akpese and there's Bobobo. And the two are used interchangeably.
What's the difference between Akpese and Bobobo?
So, from what I gather, the Akpese is the original Bobobo movement that they used to move in particular ways, and then there's a male, female, the male will kneel down, the female will put his leg on the female, and then they'll be rolling their handkerchiefs and doing all these nice moves. And now the Bobobo that we have is basically about
the waist movement.
Using the waist, I learned one chief got so angry, he asked them not to come and do it in front of him. But that is culture. Sometimes it moves on slowly, and then begins to add. And sometimes if you don't take care, if the gatekeepers do not take care, it changes drastically.
Because they ban it and then it becomes even more popular.
And there's nothing you can do about it.
So it was a master stroke for Kwame Nkrumah to say, hey, go ahead.
Come perform it and let me see, all right? And in Palogo, there used to be a movement. These days we don't do it, all right? There used to be a movement that the lady will go down on 4, right? And the guy will be behind the lady, all right? And he will be throwing his leg over the lady.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
And then he would do that. And then the lady is on 4, and the guy will go over the lady doing this, all right? That is a connotation of sex, all right? They are simulating sex in a very stylized way. So it is the lady kneels down and tells the guy, I am prepared for you. I am prepared for you. And the guy will say, okay, I'm clearing the path. I'm clearing the path.
To enter.
There I come. You understand? And these were connotations. They have put in these movements stylistically, And so when you watch it from the layman's point of view, you wouldn't see anything, but anybody who understands dance and knows the nuances of dance can explain to you some of these things and what they mean.
So a lot of dance is coded communication.
Very coded. Very, very coded. And these days you see some of the dances, that are coded. You understand?
Give me an example.
I'll give you an example. All right. Have you seen this dance that they do? Pa, ta, 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 pa, ta,
yes.
Yeah, it's a Ghana movement called Baye. Baye, I don't need to continue the rest. Right?
Come and eat.
Come and eat,
yes.
Right? And so if somebody says come and eat, what does it mean? Do you get it? So there are dances that are coded in ways that, and I've seen some, I remember several years back, maybe in the 2002, 2003, thereabout, I was shooting a gospel video, all right? I was shooting a gospel video, and this lady kept doing this movement.
In the gospel.
And she didn't understand what she was doing. So in fact, I stopped shooting, and I said, come, sit down. Do you know the movement? Do you understand the movement? When somebody does this, I said, oh, but sometimes, Christiana Love does that. I said, she doesn't understand. Because if you understand the movement that you're doing, you won't do it in a gospel, more especially if it's gospel. Okay, so there are a lot of the movements are coded, and we do execute them in our performances. But as to whether people understand it or not, that is another discussion.
What excites you a lot about the dance scene in Ghana today?
What excites me,
apart from the fact that the people are going global,
what excites me is the fact that the Department of Dance Studies is still here, despite all the challenges we have faced, especially with the Ghanaian community, who think that dance is not worthy of any academic consideration. Still.
What's some of the crazy things you've heard?
So some of the crazy things I've heard is one of our students who was combining dance with something. I don't know whether it was, I don't want to mention so that any department will say that I'm victimizing them on TV. But she went on social media and was saying that, took a video of us, went on social media, and said that what Suma Oba said, Ombre School, Nombre Sianwe. He's our student, yeah? Ombre Sianwe.
He's a student in this department?
Yeah.
Say you sent your child to school and this is what they are studying.
This is what they are studying. And but I'll say it if nobody's going to say it. These people, I'm telling you, I'm going to be on them every day until they stop this thing. As a student in level 100, who doesn't understand the dynamics of where we are? Okay. And I would always make this example. But let me finish the story. Mm-hmm. He went on and on and on. And then when he finished, the thing went on social media. And because Ghanaians want to hear things like that, it went viral, right? And then our students themselves looked for him, brought him to the department in a class and said, come and apologize for what you said.
One time. Did he?
He did. In fact, by the time he finished, one of his shoes was gone. You know, in our studios, like here, you don't come in with shoes unless on special. So you have to remove your shoes and keep it outside. By the time he finished, as much as I didn't like it, some of the students were so angry. They took their shoes. I don't know whether they decapitated it or whatever.
Used for a dance movement or something.
And so he went back with one shoe, which is not good. Mm-hmm. But students were very, very angry. And students mob action, you cannot underestimate it.
What surprises you about sentiments with respect to the arts? Well, why do people look down on?
So I always say that is the
dance and arts.
Is the damage that was caused by the colonial interregnum. The colonial opportunist actually destroyed our culture. And that is why Nkrumah instituted what they call the African personality. So that we'll go back to pick. That's how come we formed African Studies. That's how come we established the School of Performing Arts. And since 1962, we have still got Ghanaians. Sorry to say, but some even in parliament, some in the army, who have met my students and I've asked them, what are you doing? And they say, army. Officer. Says, what are you doing? He said, oh, I'm studying dance. Dance? What are you going to use dance for? And I have students who have gone abroad and people are clamoring for them. In the US, are clamoring for them. Can you dance? Do you play drums? Blah, blah, blah. And then they give them opportunity.
So what's your response to a parent who asks you, maybe in the process of trying to get admission to the school, and they says, well, my daughter wants to do dance. What is he going to use? What is he going to use dance for? What is your response?
All right. So I think that, first of all, considering the issue of health, just health alone, dance should have been a priority of the Ghanaian community. Doctors should have said it. Politicians should have said it. They should have placed a premium on the Department of Dance Studies. I'm hitting almost 60, and I'm dancing with my students, and sometimes they get tired, and I'm still going.
You get kappa?
I'm teaching class after class, 1 hour class, practical class, dancing. There's nothing like theory, And then I'll go, the next class, 1 hour, I'll be there dancing with them. Then I'll go again, 1 hour, I'll dance with them. This is a preventive measure for a lot of people out there. And I'm seeing parents, I won't let my child dance. And I'm looking at the person, I'm saying, you
need to be dancing. You need to be dancing, you yourself.
Exactly. And this business is a multi-billion-dollar business in the US. In Europe, it is a multi-million-dollar just for health. I didn't go talking about. So aerobics, dance technique, exercise, what have you, somatic practice, all these things are there just for health. Psychological. A lot of people are going through a lot of pain, and dance, somatic practice can help you.
What is somatic practice?
Somatic has to do with the human soul, okay, from within, all right, that you can deal with your body self in ways that you cannot actually fathom. All right. So I have a guy who used to be my TA. He's called Kelly. When we were in school, I remember you were also around at that time. You and then your band.
Yes. Local crisis.
Local crisis. Yes.
Early 90s.
Exactly.
Yes.
You know, at that time, Kelly was my TA. You know, he was the teaching assistant around. You know, and he's now in the US. He has been teaching dance for several years. He's not come back. He's gone past 60, and he does this form of somatic practice, and he involves our singing, our traditional songs. He involves drumming, involves dancing, a lot of dancing. And that he does aside from his work. He's a lecturer, right? An adjunct, right? But he does that aside from his work. During the COVID, he said, Terry, I don't touch my pay. I don't.
The teaching was bringing the money.
When he's here in Ghana for 2 weeks, yeah, people will keep calling him every day. When are you coming back? When are you coming back? And what is he doing? He's teaching them songs, singing, and that practice actually is saving a lot of them from committing suicide and what have
and all that stuff.
You understand?
So health is number one.
Health is number one. Okay.
Why else should my child study dance?
Okay. So when you go to some of the early childhood dance schools, yeah, they'll tell you, once you engage in that, and even in my department, right? Once you have BA students, right?
Bachelor of Arts.
Bachelor of Arts, who are combining dance and something, dance and psychology, dance and economics, dance and political science, what have you, right? They come here and they are so docile, they don't talk, you know, they're always in their corner. Now they start engaging dance from level 100. And then the noise, and then the interactions, and then by the time they get to 300, I see their posters all over campus. People who could not talk, and they are vying for positions, secretary, organizing. I'm like, this guy, I know this guy when he came. He couldn't speak. What is he doing looking for position? Dance does something to the human self that Ghanaians are not aware. So you have my students who go into banks, right? Apply to banks. And during interaction, they say, I like you. Because they are happy-go-lucky. They speak their mind. They are ready to move when you ask them. And there is this discipline that comes with dance. So you come to my class and early in the morning, I have a register that I'm taking the attendance. Everybody. You have to come in at a particular time. Other than that, you sit down. Okay. And that brings some discipline to the dance students. Okay. So these little other nuances that comes with the learning of dance gives a lot of our students who are going out there this ability to be responsive to rules of engagement. What time are you supposed to come to work? And all that. And it helps a lot. A lot of them have gone to places and they are given the nod just because of their practice and their discipline that they bring to bear. You understand?
So health, discipline.
And then 2, it is a job opportunity because it's exotic. Okay. Afropop is exotic because it is not the norm that you would see in the open space. So and that is the reason why they are called to come to Europe, because they are doing ballet and all of them are like rigid. And Afropop gives room for the roundedness, the groundedness and all that. So you look at it and it's different. And it comes with some aura, you know, the do your face something aura, you know. And so you see our young ones that are dancing and they are doing all kinds of things and all that. For the European, you are always ballet. You have to be prim, prop and all that.
So even the face is dancing for Africans.
So it has this market value.
Mystique.
Unfortunately for us, it is now that some parents are seeing as, hey, this thing is changing the way of life of the kids. People are now prospering with it.
Is it because almost every African can move to some music? So it's almost like we all can dance. So what again? We're all doing it.
Well, But have you asked yourself, Kafui, that you've heard severally that in Europe and in America, more especially, students can walk into the classroom with a machete or a machine gun and gun down their classmates.
Happens too often.
It doesn't happen here. It doesn't happen irrespective of all the conflicts and what have you that we have. It doesn't. And these are some of the things that brings us together. Dance has this ability to pull people together.
Because of course, it's not like Western performances where the audience is one place,
Separated
quiet,
from the
and then they dance and you wait and then you clap. We can just jump in, right?
Jump in.
Yeah.
And so you are part and parcel of the community, right? You feel like you know the drum pattern. Just tell the drummer, oh, Charlie, I want to play. Say, can you play? Say, yeah, all right.
Happened to me yesterday.
Exactly. Do you understand? Yeah. It brings this communal effect in the society, all right? And therefore, we need to be able to appreciate it, that it gives something to us as a people, and we must be conscious of that and value it. Dance is communicative, so it can be packaged, and I think I've met you on a few occasions where I have packaged dance in a choral poem form.
Yes.
And we perform, and these companies are ready to pay.
And when you tell a parent that your child, after learning dance, can actually go and do work for a bank or a
I've
telco.
worked for Talo, I've worked for APSA, I've worked for EcoBank, Stanbic, and Standard Chartered. Several of the banks have done jobs for them just to package the communication in a dance form.
Like you're launching something and then you create
and then I'll
something
create a poem and all that. And recently we did something for is it world they were what medical doctors actually, all right, who had come together. They had a symposium or a conference here on campus, and they came to contact, and I sold the idea to them. They said, oh, that's good, come and do the performance for us. And I went with my students, we created the thing, and when we opened the thing on stage, everybody went, wow. A friend of mine was in, a classmate of mine, he's a doctor, who was in, and then he sent me a message. He said, Terry, I just love what you are doing with these kids. I didn't know that dance can be used in such ways.
How does it work? Say the doctors wanted you to do something for them. What's the process?
Okay.
How does it start?
So you have to give us a write-up of the whole conference, what the conference is about, and all that. And out of it, I will pick the key themes in the conference, all right? And then I will use that to create a poem, all right? And then based on the little research that I can do, I will have an introduction that would take us into your area, your space, and then talk about your key things, your value systems, what you want to achieve through this conference and all that. All in poem, in stanzas, maybe 8, 10 stanzas, all right? And then I'll choreograph every stanza with the dancers. So every stanza, the dancers will come and then they will execute the movement.
While somebody is speaking?
While somebody is speaking.
And then you are interpreting the dance.
So what is even more artistic about it is that we have a poet or two poets who have learned all the poem that I've written, and then they are saying it offhand. And so they are not looking in.
No.
So you are just watching the person unfold your whole conference before you, offhand. And dancers have actually worked on it, and they are not making mistakes, and they are synchronized movement and all that, and they are executing them. And so you are able to see the poem on stage. And that for them is a very huge experience.
Blows their minds, right?
It blows their mind. You understand? And so there are several things that we could use dance for. And this communication thing is so important because it is a kind of what I would call edutainment or infotainment, education and entertainment being boxed together, or information and entertainment being boxed together. So whilst they are getting information on a synopsis of what they are actually engaged in, they are also entertaining themselves by watching the dancers do their moves and execute all this movement. And so by the time they finish, you have given them a message which is not us actually going to stress them, but de-stress them. You understand?
Yeah.
Because they have enjoyed watching the movement and all the musical things that come in it and all that. And it's beautiful. So I did something for Executive Women's Network. I think one of their bosses is what was her name? Janet Sonkwa Mills. Right. I did some work for them at La Beach Hotel. And it was about 10, 12 minutes. You know, we had performers like about 20 to 30 dancers, poets, singers on stage.
That's some heavy duty choreography right there.
Yeah. And we're all over the place, and amongst them dancing on the stage, and we had xylophones and all that, and they were like, wow. Okay. Yeah. And this is dance. And the number of creative persons that we engage in order to produce some of these things. People watch and they are like, they didn't know that dance can do things like that. And unfortunately for us, anybody who wants to talk about dance, what they put out there is a dance classroom or us dancing with our students. All right. But none of them has bothered to go into our theory class and take the lecture teaching the students on aesthetics or teaching students on dance and tourism.
What's aesthetics? Aesthetics
is beauty. It's a sensual thing. It's how you perceive things. So when there's a performer dancing, aesthetics has to do with how beautiful the dance is, your feeling as to how beautiful the dance is or how ugly the dancer is, or that, all right? And
that's why people can say some parts of Bobobok are obscene.
Yes.
It offends their aesthetics.
Yes.
Okay.
And then, and because of that, we have created this divide, okay? Divide between the high class aesthetics and then the low class aesthetics. And the high class aesthetics is what they call the high brow. And then the low class aesthetics is what we call the low brow.
What is a high class dance aesthetic in Ghana now?
So, by some means, it should have been the traditional dances that are for the hierarchy. So, Fonton From.
Okay.
For instance, that's the...
Yes. The majestic drums and all that stuff. Yeah.
That. And then the choir. Yeah? Choir.
Choral music.
Choral music,
Okay.
yeah? When they sing. The sort of dances that they do. Yeah.
Very gentle.
Yeah. So you see the high class, they are prepared to call a choir because of its connection to the West. And so they are prepared to call the choir and they come and then they would stand and be doing very simple. That is the
high class aesthetics.
High class aesthetics. And then ballroom. So
Okay.
ballroom, and then they'll play kind of orchestral high life and the
Big band.
Yes, big band, high life, and then they'll stand with their wives and then they take simple steps.
Yeah.
That is the high class aesthetics.
Okay.
All right. The low class aesthetics, which is called the low brow, is the pop, asoko, and all those beats.
What I hear at Jamestown in the night.
Exactly.
With pounding beats.
And what they have done through social media is that they have bypassed the hegemonic structures, and they are now in the open space. I'll tell you what. Several years back, I think it was around 89, 90 thereabout, yeah? GTV was showing a performance, and it was one of the old high life singers, but he had contracted the pop dancers, okay, to dance for them. And this guy, I remember his face very well. I think he came from Tema, and he had a group, right? And they were performing, and all they were doing were pop dance, our time, the pop dance that we were doing. And he had combined all that soccer movement and all that. And so all the pop dancers, we were by the television and were enjoying and giving fans because he was speaking to us.
Yeah.
You understand? And I was thinking, how come GTV is showing this? How come GTV is showing this? Because I used to dance at GTV a lot, and then they would tell us
Don't dance this one.
don't veer too much into your space.
Don't tell him.
Right? Yeah.
The director?
Yeah. Other than that, they'll call them. You know, Wallace's time, it was like, yeah, they'll call you and say that, look. And that is exactly what happened. I don't know whether it was from Castle or whatever. By the time I realized the video,
Off.
the film was, it was taken off.
Commercial break.
Yeah. It never came back on. Okay. So it was a time. And I don't blame government, because if you don't take care, the rate at which we were going, we were off. So I took the name Terry for myself, because I felt so connected to the Western society.
What was your original name?
Okay. My name is Kafui Dey
Ofosu.
Eyim.
Eyim.
All right. But my dad's name is Bright Eyim. So I took the Bright. I said the Eyim was not giving me luck. But the
Why not? Why not?
Because things were not working out.
Does Eyim have a particular meaning?
No, I have not actually searched.
Okay, all right.
You know, but based on my experience, so I decided. I asked my uncle, because my uncle was using Owari, my dad was using Eyim. Some of my other uncles were using Anson, and some were using Eyim. And so I went to ask my uncle. He said, "Oh, the Kwawus, the name given to you, you can use that as your surname." So I said, "Okay, so I can use Ofosu as my surname." He said, "Yes." Okay, switch. My mother gave me Hannibal. You know Hannibal?
Oh, the warrior.
Yeah.
Hannibal.
Yeah.
Okay.
So when I went to school at Bemakam, my classmates started teasing me and calling me Cannibal
Instead of Hannibal.
So I dropped it immediately.
Does anybody still call you Hannibal?
No.
Or how about Cannibal?
No.
It's
They have
retired.
forgotten. Yeah, I killed it before.
The Cannibal killed the name.
You know, so, but growing up, I saw this name, Terry. I think it should have been Terry Venables, the footballer.
The footballer, yes. England.
I used to play football for my school.
What position?
Number 8.
Okay.
You know, but I was a freed man. So I couldn't.
You value your legs.
Yeah. So I took on the name, Terry, you know, and we used to do rap music. So we started rapping in English. In 1985, we did an album.
You rapped?
Yeah, I rapped way back. You know, the by force.
Can you still remember some of your
rap.
raps?
Of course, I'm not like Reggie Rockstone. I have long forgotten it, but I'm getting royalties from it.
Good.
Yeah.
Was it under what name did you rap?
Free Youth.
Free Youth. That was
Free
the
Youth.
group.
Yes, there were 3 of us. So, George Alasan, the footballer.
The footballer.
Sponsored us.
Okay.
You know, so he took our master
Tape.
to Holland, and then they waxed it there. But
Free
they
Youth.
waxed only 2 songs from it.
Okay.
And then he brought the LPs. In Ghana, we couldn't market it. We did some cassettes. GTV refused to play GTV refused.
GTV, you and GTV have a long history.
Yeah. But I have danced in GTV severally.
Okay.
So, you know, it was like my house.
Yeah.
But when we did the album, GTV refused to play it because I think it was in English and it was rap music, you know. But the musicians that we used were typical Ghanaian, you know, indigenous, Accra and Art Benson and Kwachi.
So recorded in Accra?
Yes.
Okay.
It was recorded in Accra.
Okay.
Now TV3.
Yes, Ghana Films. But you also called Bright.
Yes.
Where did the
That's
Bright come from?
My dad's name.
Yeah, Bright Eyim. Okay, all right, okay.
You know. So we did that, and then we couldn't market it because GTV refused to. And note that at the time I was a street dancer, so I was very good in pop dance. And so when we go, the video, in fact, GTV is the one who recorded us, but they refused to play. You know, they said, yes, I remember now. 2 of the songs that were chosen were, one of them was the rap, and the other one was Freedom Video Center. That is George Alasan's Video Center.
Okay.
And they said it was an advert
for his place.
So they refused to play that.
The guy who sponsored you.
But for some strange reason, we went to Togo to go and shoot the rap music, the main one. But I don't know what happened. They couldn't play that one too. So everything went down until I became a lecturer. And then somebody sent me a message from Europe that am I the Terry Bright who is a member of the Free Youth? Then I said yes. Then said they are interested in our album. Was like 20-something years later. I'm like, really? Said yes. I have not been very enthusiastic about the album because one, we didn't have the accent. One, we were now learning how to rap. So we pulled from Rapper's Delight and some other, and then
mishmash, like a Frankenstein.
Yeah. You know.
But you're earning royalties from it now.
Yeah, every 6 months.
Great stuff.
You know.
But let's take it even further back to the beginning. What are some of your earliest childhood memories?
So I started actually dancing in school, St. Peter's.
In Accra?
St. Peter's.
No, St. Peter's in Accra. But before that, what do you remember about your life?
I remember when I used to go to parties with my dad, and then he would push me in the middle that I dance, but I should dance because I felt uncomfortable when he was playing. You know, I wanted to be part of the.
What did your father do?
He would push me.
Yes, but what was his job? What was he doing?
But Dad was a soldier, so I grew up in Birmingham.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Was he connected to any of the coups?
Not really. In fact, he warned us not to get into the army. Any of us to get into the army. He started from down about because he was a sportsman. Okay, he graduated quite quickly to WO1, and then he went on early retirement, and then went to Food Distribution Corporation.
What was growing up in Birmingham like?
It was fun. It was fun because we lived in our own world. Because everything is in Birmingham, everything at all, everything. So we have our own shops, football fields, name them, schools, name them. The only thing we didn't have was university. All right, but Birmingham had everything, you know. So you can stay in Birmingham without going out, you know, and you are okay. You know, we had our.
And you went to school there? Which of the schools did you go to?
Birmingham Primary. It was called Complex at the time. Today, I think it's Birmingham.
I should know. It's the same school.
Yeah.
I went there too.
Oh,
yes.
goodness.
Yeah.
All right. So
yeah.
yes.
Purple uniform?
Purple uniform, yeah.
Correct.
That's where I went.
Yeah.
You know, so and it was fantastic. I enjoyed being there, you know, because it was during the period of the coup d'etats, all right? So I actually saw General Achiampong.
Really?
As he drives past, every time he drives past us, we would run, you know, we had a fence,
yes,
barbed wire kind of thing. We were standing there and we were waving and all that, you know, during that time. So I remember all the socio-political.
Yeah. What do you remember of 79?
So 79 was when it has gone back and forth, right? And Rawlings had come, taken over.
Yeah.
All right. And I think by that time, I had left Birmingham, but I remember there will be bloodshed and all the things that he said on radio and all that. In Birmingham, and Birmingham had become a bit of a center of attraction, and all kinds of workers' union were coming to Nicholson Park to come and demonstrate and give Rawlings their support and all that. So it was a time of the people, the grassroots people, coming and having a voice because they had been marginalized by these army generals, so to speak.
Do you remember the executions?
The executions, yes, I remember. I wasn't around. I think at that time I was in school, but I came back later on. All the officers that were executed and all that. And people do not know the kind of support that people gave to them, grassroots people, giving to Rawlings. Charlie, you go for Pongpa and all kinds of things.
What be Pongpa?
Pongpa is the firing squad. You know, the guns were calling it Pongpa.
The sound of the bullets, right?
So now it's still called Pongpa, the
area.
Yeah, Teshi
area, the military range.
Yeah, you know, and I remember the things that used to happen and the soldiers carrying guns and some of them who actually were involved in the execution of General Odante Lamti or Brigadier.
They killed him around Nima police station. Yeah.
And then they walked through Labadi with blood stained, with knives and bragging that we killed him, you know, and all that. So yes, I remember those times. Things were a bit rough but good, because that is when we started becoming politically conscious, But it has taken us too long.
Yeah.
It has taken us too long as a people. And during all those times, the youth were reacting, through the pop dances and through the songs. The songs, they were becoming a little more careful because you could be picked up,
by the soldiers.
Because it's a message, it's a language. That one, if you say it, if you don't take care, so they had to encapsulate the words in very, obscure ways.
Coded.
Yes.
Can you remember some of those songs?
Yeah. I cannot offhand remember, but I know that I have done a few researches on some of them, that were a bit coded. I don't.
When you sing it, you could get picked up.
Yeah. Some people, and in fact, because the musicians have refused to accept those interpretations, it is very difficult to say that. But when you analyze some of the things that they say, you realize that there is some kind of a truthfulness
to the songs,
to what people
songs.
are alleging.
Yeah.
There are several songs that, and they will code it. And all that. A lot of these highlight people coding them. Today when they'll say no.
They don't want trouble.
Yeah, but there are several of them when you.
Yeah. So when your father was pushing you to go and dance, do you think he kind of knew that you had some talent?
Yes, my father knew I had talent, but I think he never thought I would pursue dance.
Did he have dreams for you? What did he want you to be?
Doctor. So I was a science student, actually in St. Peter's Secondary School. I did science to O level. In fact, when I was in level 300, Form 3.
Yes.
Then my dad died. I was doing science. I had actually chosen science.
What happened to him? What happened to your dad?
I think he had an ulcer, cancerous form.
Were you in school when he died?
I was in school. I was
who told you of his passing?
It wasn't a surprise. In fact, it was actually a relief for me because he fell sick for a long time. And it was in 37 because he was
soldier.
Yeah. So actually, when I heard that he had passed, I was happy because it has ended the suffering. Because I knew my dad and the way that he was very independent. Can
you describe the suffer? When you say suffer, what was it like?
He had grown very lean, and at a point he was not able to do things by himself, and everything had to be done for him. He had to be cleaned, and I thought, no, this is not my dad.
Yeah. Was he with your mom then still?
No, it was with my stepmom. My mom had left earlier when I was in class 1 or class 2 or something.
So you were staying with your dad and your stepmom?
My stepmom.
Okay.
So my stepmom was the one who was besides him, and he passed.
Was the relationship...
And this is one thing about me, and I think I've developed it up until now. So I don't like visiting sick people. I never visited my dad until he died. And I was the favorite son.
Have you reflected on how that would have made him feel, not to see his favorite son come to visit him?
Yes, I was young and I couldn't bear the sight of seeing him. I didn't know how that thing is going to register with me and how I was going to live with that, for the rest of my life. And so I couldn't go.
So till now, when people are sick, you don't visit them?
I don't. I will visit, but
you won't stay
until you give me the authority to come and visit. I don't like visiting people, and I don't like people visiting me when I'm sick. I want to be able to cope.
It's a two-way thing.
Yeah, so.
What was life like with your stepmom? You have these stories of, stepmother's wicked. Was yours different?
Yeah, it's kind of different. And I think when I started becoming conscious of the world and the issues of the world. Yes, we had some challenges with my stepmom, but I think she was a cool lady. She took care of us like
Her own children.
Okay. And just about that time, there was this, we had to move out because my dad hadn't built. Okay, so we had to move out to spend some time with our uncle, my dad's brother. And then later on, we found a place, we went to live there, and then we had to move again and all that. So that is around that time. I think the stress and everything caused my dad to
die.
Yeah, contract that sickness and
he died. Were you able to come for the funeral?
Yeah.
Oh, they allowed you?
Yeah, I was in St. Peter's, so and it was buried in Kwewu.
Okay.
So
close by.
So close. So I just moved to Obo to go and they used us. We carried benches. Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Did your mom come to the funeral?
Yes, my mom did.
She did. She's still alive?
She's still alive.
Okay. What did she make of your career?
Well, she actually saw my career unfold because I got into the national dance competition and she was there when I won, and with all the hula baloo surrounding my winning in La. You know, it became, I became a hero in La because I became actually the second person who had won who came from La.
Your mom is from La?
My mom is from La.
Okay.
You know, so she saw that, and I actually participated in the Ghanaian dance competition because I wanted to go to UK to participate in the World Dance Competition. Okay. So she saw all that and she was elated because her son was going to travel to the UK. You know. And mind you, I said at the beginning that I was somebody who was interested in the West, what pertained in the West, and that I wanted to go to the West and go and become a Western man until I came to the School of Performing Arts. And then I was rewired.
Decolonized?
Yes, I was rewired.
So just before I want the story before you got to the National Dance Championship in '89. So in St. Peter's, you were dancing?
I was dancing.
Okay.
And that is where they named me Sir Robot.
Sir Robot. Because of,
you know...
Give me those moves, man.
You know, the robot movements were created by the black community, actually.
Okay.
Right? So blacks, when you take us and you place us in any environment, we are able to develop dances.
Yes.
And that is how come you have the Azuntos and all that coming up. All right. So the black community in the US actually started creating these dances. So it started from soul, soul dance, Afro soul, throughout, and through that they started building dances that was based on the soul train model and all that. And then when industrialization started peaking and we started having all these robots in there, they came up with this they came up with this movement that they
that's it. Yep. There you go.
You know, so they came up with all these movements.
Yes.
And we started imbibing them. All right. So at the beginning, what we're looking out for was this new craze about robot dance that we had started doing it. And at that time, a group of them, led by Auntto, has started in Accra and was doing things. I was in school by then. So he was doing a lot of things, and friends would come and say that, have you seen Auntto? So I said, no, not yet. They were like, hey, master, the way, I said, can you demonstrate? They said, oh, Charlie, I cannot do it. The guy will be here. But the next minute, he's here. He does something, and then he moves and he's here. And then you do another thing and he's here. So I did this, so I said, look, I have to see this guy. So until the vacation that I came to Bema Camp, and I saw him and Reggie Rockstone.
What was that like, meeting them, seeing them for the first time?
It was because I so much wanted to see them. I was doing the movement. I was trying to do the movement in school. And in my attempt to emulate what they do without seeing them, and without seeing any videos, and without seeing anybody who could do that movement, I was able to imagine and do movements that are similar to what they do. And they named me Sir Robot.
Sir Robot.
because they thought what I was doing, I was the best dancer they've ever seen. So I was area kingpin
It be so.
until I came to Accra on holidays. And then there was a jam in Birmingham Hall, Assembly Hall.
Yeah.
And then I was told that, look, Ajete is coming and Reggie Rockstone too is coming.
Because Rockstone started out as a dancer. Yes.
Reggie was, look, the first time I saw Reggie, I thought he was better than Ajete Sowa. Reggie was that because Reggie had access to, Reggie wasn't from a poor family and it was really associated with the upmarket people. So they had videos, all right? So they saw all the dancers in the West.
Soul Train, all that stuff.
So Reggie was doing backslide and front slide. I saw him do front slide first. And I was like, what?
Which one is the front slide? Show me the front slide.
So front slide was something like that. He did something like that. And it was so seamless.
Smooth.
It was as if somebody was pushing him from behind.
Invisible.
And it was together with Donata.
Yes.
Eric Donata.
Eric Donata. The one who became chief presenter later on.
Yes.
He was a dancer too.
Yeah.
Nice.
But I think what happened with them was that they shifted from the robot dancing, which they could have benefited the more, to breakdance. So whilst breakdance became a craze that was booming in the US, in Ghana, it was looked at as foreign.
Okay.
While the freestyle was looked at as
More
a more flexible one that we can incorporate our traditional moves.
What's the difference between breakdance and robot, really?
So robot is this animation movement that
Stiff,
we do.
yeah.
Stiff movements with hard angles that we do. And then breakdance is the going on the floor.
Spinning around.
Spinning around and doing that is called breaking.
But I can understand that the Ghanaians will not go for that because we don't have smooth grounds.
Yeah.
You can't do that in Choco.
It was a big challenge, right? It was a big challenge.
Yeah.
And Reggie and then Donata and a few of the guys, but those in the upmarket space, wanted to create that niche for themselves. And so when Reggie met Ajete Sowa for the first time in a competition, I think it was in either 82 or 83, I'm not too sure. And they met. Reggie beat Ajete Sowa, right? Because Reggie was very good at robot dance. At that time, the break dance hadn't settled properly. But the second time around that they met, I think the first one was 82 or something, and the second one was 83. And the second time around, Ajete
He bounced back.
beat Rockstone because I think Rock was shifting to the breakdance space.
Okay.
All right. And for the Ghanaian, you see, breakdance has these moves, a few moves that were like the thing, head spin. Okay.
Damn dangerous.
Yes, head spin, which killed a lot of people in Europe. I'm not here. and
Wow.
in the US.
Crazy.
Head spin, the knee spin was hand spin,
You spin on one hand.
and what have you. So
Sounds like torture, man.
yes, and then the helicopter, right? One that they did, and their legs were
On the ground, but
on the ground.
your legs are
yes, and
rotating.
your back, your hands, your back, your hand, your back, and then you go. Those were the most difficult moves.
And Reggie was doing that stuff.
Yes, and so the question now became, after the head spin and then the helicopter spins, what next? You understand? And I saw Reggie as one person who was such a talented and very gifted dancer. Moves that I had learned from a guy called Cliff Moses. And it had become one of my signature dance moves. There were about 3 or 4, 5 different movements that I learned from Cliff Moses. He did some moves like that and moving and contorting the body and all that. I learned as part of my day. Reggie knew the movement.
Already.
Yes, and so in one of our arguments
You guys
about
battled?
dance,
You battled?
not really, but we had engaged ourselves in argument because I think I believed that I had gone to school. I could also communicate, and he believed that I was from the street, and therefore, they have to be able to put me in my place. And so I didn't give in. So we had engagements with each other like twice or something. So he knew me, very well. And I always walked around. I thought I was simple, but I walked around feeling like, made an impairment once, but uba.
I could give you.
So you could see that thing when I walked around. So I had engaged him, and in one of our arguments, Reggie said, "Oh, those moves he knows." I said, "You know that?" He said, "Oh, yeah, I know. This is from Cliff Moses. He did this, he did that." He had a history because he had the videos way before I saw those videos.
Yep.
And then he started doing all the movements. All the movements that I used to do in my dances, Reggie was doing them one by one. And he was doing it with such finesse.
How did that make you feel, man?
It made me feel like, this guy is a genius. You understand? But for some reason, I think he totally dropped all those
moves
and then concentrated on breakdance.
Eventually became a rapper too.
Yeah. Quite later on, he started. This craze started among the elite children who were trying to emulate the
Black American rappers,
African American rappers, and wearing and behaving like that. So they started doing rap competitions, small rap competitions around, especially when it was getting into the 90s, early 90s and stuff.
Yeah.
Those were the things that were going on around us, and by that time.
National Dance Championship. Who told you about this? Was that your first attempt? Slim Buster is the one who told you about this.
Yeah.
Was that your first attempt at this competition, or you had done it before and you were going again?
Oh, I've gone.
How many times did you go before you finally won?
3 times.
You went. Tell us about the first time.
Okay, so I was actually, I had gone to Accra and I met Slim. He had won the 1986 National Dance
Champion.
We were very young. So I met him, I'm like, Slim, yes, I heard you won the National Dance Competition, and you should have gone to the UK. He said, I've been and back.
That's for the prize, right?
Yes.
You go to the UK?
Yeah.
Okay.
You've been and back also. So what happened? And he narrated a story, and he told me about a story with Ajeti Sowa, that it's a long story. He went to live with Ajeti Sowa, and so many things happened. His passport got lost, blah, 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 blah. And then he went to participate in the organizers, their competition. And then Ajeti went to participate in the same year in the sponsors competition, Malibu. And that is what Ajeti won. Yeah.
There was 2 different competitions going on at the same time.
Yes, the sponsors had broken up with the organizers. Okay. And so Slim Buster went late. Because the World Dance Competition, you have to get there early, and then they'll get you involved in some preliminary elimination series. So what they come and do is just a showcase, and then they would have already selected the persons who have qualified, but they'll come and showcase it in front of the audiences. So Slim knew that the one that he did was on a non-scoring basis, and he was living with Ajeti Sowa, and that is where the whole controversy started. He was living with Ajeti Sowa on that day. And so after he participated, he said somebody tapped him from behind and said, look, I see you are a very good dancer. Come to this sponsors one. Okay. Malibu.
USA.
No, UK.
UK.
Come and participate in that one. You will do well. All right. No, at that time, from Ajeti, because I've spoken to both of them. And so I saw there was some, according to Ajeti, he had already participated in the preliminary contest. He had all his documents put together that he's a Ghana national dance champion, because he had gone there in 1985. So he presented those documents, and he had been selected to represent Ghana, and he had taken part in the preliminary ones. So it was left with the showcasing. All right. So when Slim was told, he should have gone to inquire, because he had the Ghana National Championship for 86.
And he didn't.
He didn't. Right. So he was in the room, Ajeti's house, enjoying himself, chicken and chips, and all that. And then the phone call started coming. So he didn't even go to watch the
competition. Which Ajete was taking part in?
which Ajete was taking.
As a
part. And
representative
they
of
were
Ghana.
in the same house. You see what brought about the.
Ajete no tell us say they go do the competition.
According to Slim, that is what he said. I don't know. I've not sat both of them down.
Yeah.
Because both of them are my friends.
Yes.
I've not sat both of them down to see so that I can sift out them. And so phone calls started coming. And congratulations. So one of them who called was TP. And TP used to dance with Ajete and Alex Ofori and all that. We all used to dance together. So when TP called and asked, who is this? And said, oh, Slim Bastard. I said, Slim, but I thought you came to represent Ghana. I said, yes. He said, but Ajete has won the competition that you said you were coming to. You understand? And so by listening to Ajete, you realize that it had already taken place before even Slim was told to go and,
Yes.
So it was this confusion, the two friends, So it was a whole thing, in that period, in 1987, 88, thereabout. This thing was a
big deal.
Between Ajete Soa.
So Ajete won the world.
He won the world dance competition.
Wow.
And for Ghanaians, hey, the guy has won.
That's it.
That's it. And so, he came back, did a lot, did shows, Ajete is one guy who has benefited a lot from the Ghana dance practice, So
that must have inspired you to take part in the competition?
Yes. So when he said that, my belief was that you should have somebody in there, some connection in order to win. Because we all thought the 85 competition, which was won by Oboja, Oboja knew somebody.
Oboja was from where?
Well, he was from Tema.
So,
he's now in Germany.
The national dance competition, okay.
And he won out of nowhere, because I didn't know Oboja. Out of nowhere, they said a guy has won the competition. I said, who is he? They said, oh, he's called Oboja. I was expecting to hear Ajete Soa, Alex Ofori, all the guys that I know.
Did you see his show, though, on TV? Or they didn't show it?
I think they showed.
But you didn't see it?
I think they showed. I watched it. And I thought, oh, yeah, he won. You understand? But the word that was going around was the fact that he knew somebody. So I thought, you have to know somebody. So when I met Slim and I asked him, did you know anybody? He said he didn't know anyone. Straight, I took his word for the fact. So I went and participated in 1987.
How did you register?
So they had a registration point that you have to go and take the form at PTC, because it was sponsored by
Embassy Double Do, right? Embassy Cigarettes was sponsoring the dance.
Yeah.
Is that ironical?
Yeah.
That a cigarette company was sponsoring a dance competition.
Yeah. But
they had
those were the people who were making easy money.
Yeah.
Because people were smoking like
nobody's business.
Those times. You understand? So, and they had ways of compensating us when you participate, even if you're 100, 200. I remember one of the competitions, there were 250 dancers. 250, that was a record. And everybody would be given a consolation prize, cartoons of cigarettes. And then you go and sell, and that can pay for your transportation to the place and your registration.
You got some?
Yeah.
Did you smoke it or you sold it?
I was winning. I will win at the place. So I'll get cartoons and I'll get prize as well.
Were you smoking or selling?
No, I was selling. And they'll give you t-shirts,
You never smoked any of that stuff?
I smoked before. I smoked from 86 to summer 87, like for 1 year, 1.5 years.
Why?
It was the craze. I was trying to experiment.
No woman convinced you to smoke?
No. Some of my friends were smoking. I tried it one day and I felt like dizzy, like all of a sudden I'm like,
and you dance move.
It feels good some way, but it was only for a few seconds and that was it.
That was it.
And then I started doing it. So it got to a point I'm like, so what is this?
And you stopped it.
I have a very strong will. That is how come I can jog without stopping.
You still jog?
I still do jog. But when we start school and I'm dancing in the classroom and all that, I don't see the essence of it.
Yeah, that's the jogging right there.
Until we vacate,
Yes.
then I'll start.
What's your route?
So I go from here all the way through
University of Ghana.
Through N block, new N block, through the churches, they go in churches, and then come back all the way to maths department, and go back all the way to behind business school, and go all the way to the top, and jog all the way down, and come back through Volta Hall, and go back through Saba Field, behind it, and come all the way back to the school.
Continuous?
Continuous.
No stops?
Continuous.
How long is the routine? I mean, in terms of time?
In terms of time, if I jog throughout, I think it's about 25 to 30 minutes.
Are you listening to music?
No. And quite strangely, that is when I think about the papers that I write.
While you're jogging?
I tinkle in my mind those topics and how I can better it and how I can structure it and all that.
While you're jogging?
Whilst I'm jogging.
Yeah. I guess it's the rhythm.
Yeah.
So you register for the competition, 87?
Yeah.
And then they call you?
And then I went to Kafui Dey.
Like a preliminary round?
Yes.
Okay.
I went to Kafui Dey, and prior to the competition, I had taken part in a competition at the Trade Fair Center, and it was emceed by Godwin Avenobo.
Oh, may he rest in peace.
Yeah, he passed. Yeah.
Yes.
Fine gentleman. So I went to him, and I asked, what is the competition like? Because I wanted to get it from the MC's mouth. How many times are we dancing? He said, you are dancing this one, and then you dance the final. I said, okay. So I went to prepare 2 costumes. One for the beginning, and one. But once I was changing into my costumes, then Godwin announced that they are not going to take any foreign dance. The dance must be created from within, even though it's freestyle. So if you come and do any foreign dance, you will not qualify. I didn't hear that. My brother was there, he heard it. And he didn't communicate that to me because I was changing, he didn't know. So when I came back, I was just poised. I had planned what I was going to do. I was going Michael Jackson because that time Michael Jackson was top. So
which of his moves were you going to use?
It was the dance, those moves, And I planned that I could stand on my toes and walk on my toes. And
you could?
Yeah. I'd learned that. It was one of my signature dances. Today, I don't know if I attempt it. I can, So I'd done all that. Yeah. And so when I came, I burst in with Michael Jackson, and the crowd went gaga. Everybody was shouting, yeah, I was on my toes, walked on all the stage, and, and everybody thought, this guy is winning. Not knowing they had made that announcement. And that was the finals, actually.
Oh, boy.
And then they called the thing, I didn't even get third. And the one before, I was leading.
Yeah,
and so I got hints that, look, you're leading.
You're going to win.
This competition. So it was like a done deal. And then all of a sudden, I was told I didn't even get third position. That was a heartbreak for me. So when I went to Kafui Dey, I realized it was Godwin Avenobo who was the MC. So I went to him and I asked him, how many times are we dancing? This is the time that I went to ask. Then he said, we are dancing twice. First and then second, we judge. So I took 2 costumes, my first one and then my second one. So I participated in the first one, and then they selected best 12 or so. Best 12 or 12, best 9. And I was part. And then we went for the second round. So I thought they were going to judge. So I had worn my costume that I danced with. It was all sweaty and all that. And then they came back, when nobody says, they are going to select 4 people for the finals. Again. And that came as a shock, because I don't have any costume.
No.
So, and then I was called to be part of the final 4. And I could see the dancers, all those who were standing, I knew I could beat them, hands down. I didn't have costume.
Who was making your costumes back then?
Oh, I was, in fact, some of the costumes were sewn by a tailor called Tom, who has passed, and then his brother. In fact, I was using his brother the most, because Tom there was too much traffic. But the brother was also very good, so he was doing my costumes for me. He was called I forgot. This guy who killed me when he...
Tom's brother, right?
He's there. Yeah. So
you didn't have a costume change, but you were going to the final?
I was going to the final. So I wore Batakari and trainers.
And you started the Fugu thing long ago.
And then I went to perform. My brother said he knows that I'm not going to win with this, but I just participated in it. And then I think I came fourth or something. So I left, came home, and I started planning what I was going to do. And then...
But then you had finished school. You'd finished St. Peter's. Yeah. Okay. You're not working?
Not working.
You're not working.
I was dancing in the street, So I'm there, and then in the morning I heard Cape Coast. They were announcing. The previous night, I heard them announcing Embassy Double Do is going to Cape Coast Afashe Festival. So I was in my room and I heard it, and something said, just go. So all of a sudden, normally I'll plan with my brother and I'll go with my brother, so we'll take care of. I just started packing my stuff. So I took 4 costumes that day, folded them nicely in my bag.
Was this also Embassy Double Do?
Embassy Double Do.
The next year?
Yes. No, not the next year. The same year. That was the qualifying for the finals. So I went to Cape Coast alone, participated, and I won. They picked 2 people who qualified for Greater Accra finals. And I won. And I came to the Greater Accra finals. And during the finals, I didn't have a shoe that I wanted. I wanted a white shoe, right? And I didn't have one. So I borrowed one from my cousin, right? And when we were picked, final 7 people who were picked to do the final, I think we were final 8. My shoe, the sole of my shoe, the came off.
You come out?
Came off. So I was dancing. So you can imagine. A borrowed shoe and the sole came off.
What did the owner say when you gave him back his shoe?
I repaired it, before I took it to him. It was wooden, that kind of wooden sole that you can see the wood.
Yes.
Yeah. So I just quickly took it to a repairer, they nailed it and everything. And I told him that the sole came off. That is why how come. So fast forward, the next year, I realized that if you dance in Accra, you have automatic fans. Because the guy who won came to Cape Coast, the 87 finals, and I beat him. And then he came to Greater Accra and qualified through Greater Accra. So he had automatic fans in Greater Accra. So the finals that I met him, the one that my shoe came off, he won. Meanwhile, I beat him. That's a Ebenezer Konai. I beat him at Central Region.
So that was your calculation?
So I calculated, I realized that if you win in Greater Accra, you have automatic fans that can drive your...
How important are the fans at these competitions?
Very, very important. Very, very, very important. So even when you come on stage and you are doing any movement that is even common practice, they scream. And so you are even more confident to think through your movement and add things that will make them go crazy.
What is going through your mind when you are dancing and you hear that feedback?
So, unlike other dancers who were actually dancing on the spur of the moment, I refused to do that. So I didn't care about what the audiences were actually doing. All I wanted them to do is to just, you keep on giving me the fans. I have arranged my solo movement in a way, and I follow that through.
So you're thinking of your routine?
My routine that I'll give out. And I've selected the movement, and people have sat down and watched me in my rehearsals. And so when I forget, they'll say, oh, you didn't do this movement.
Have you forgotten your routine in the middle of a routine? Forgotten your steps in the middle of a routine before?
Not when I used to dance. Not when I used to dance. You remember in one of my dances, the finals, I somersaulted backwards. And then when I somersaulted and I landed momentarily, I lost consciousness of the next move that was to come. So I stayed a little, like a split second or something. And then I picked the movement that I continued.
Back to Greater Accra, you had the fans?
I had the fans. So I was more confident. And mind you, Greater Accra, I didn't win. I was second. And they were picking 2. So somebody had already beaten me.
Yes.
And I had always beaten that guy, But on that day, everything worked for him,
Who were the judges those times?
My former lecturer, Mr. Newman, Nora Bannerman.
Oh, okay.
I remember her.
Nora Entrepreneur.
Some dignitaries in the society. In fact, less members from the School of Performing Arts. They were picking people from outside who are known and all that, So I remember Mr. Newman.
Okay. So you were second?
So I was second in Greater Accra, and then we came back. But I was confident, I will beat them. So that competition, the 1988 dance competition, is one competition that I have not worked like that before, because the 87 competition that the sole of my shoe came off, I started jogging the very next day.
Preparing for 88?
Jogging the very next day, and I jogged for 1 year. And my route was, I went around Labadi through Trade Fair, right? I start from Labadi Estate, through Trade Fair to Pawan Junction, climb to Youngsters, all the way down, back to my house. Every day, sometimes twice a day.
Do I read?
Too red, and I'm that type. If I want to do something and I mean to do it, so I worked so hard, and I trained and rehearsed, and so on that day, everything went well for me.
It's 88.
88. Everything went well for me. My dancing, my everything, traditional dance, my high life, everything went well.
What were the rounds? You have traditional, you have high life,
yeah,
and you have freestyle.
So the first set of dances that we'll do freestyle dance, and then we'll come back, and then we'll come and do high life, and then we'll come back and we'll come and do traditional, and then they'll judge, and then they'll select the final 8, 10, or whatever, all right? And then we'll come out back again. We don't do high life again. We'll do freestyle and traditional dance, all right? And I was good at traditional dance, and I was very good at high life.
Which of the traditional dances were you dancing?
I did Bawa, I did Kome, I did Bamaya the first time, it's 87, I think I did Bamaya, and then Bawa.
Bawa is from Northern region?
Northern region.
Bamaya as well?
Northern region.
Gome is Greater Accra?
Greater Accra.
Okay.
So I did those dances, and then the final one, I did Gome.
For somebody who doesn't know, what does Gome look like?
Gome is the one that they wear the shorts, big khaki shorts and shirts with big bow tie, and they are having
like a plane. They are planing.
Some are having axles and some are having needles, huge, giant.
It's not part of Okpalogo?
No, it's called Gome.
Gome. Okay.
Some call it Gombe.
Okay.
It's from Fernando Po. Fisher folk who went to Fernando Po to go and ply their trade and all that. Some artisans went there to go and learn how to do all these things.
Carpentry and things.
Carpentry, and then they brought back that dance.
Bamaya, what does Bamaya look like?
Bambaya is the one that you have your waist, yeah?
Yes.
So that's Bambaya.
And then you lift the...
Yes,
the
and then Bawa is that one. That is Bawa.
Okay. So those are your dances?
Yes.
So you did all of that?
I did.
What happened in 88?
Okay, so in 88, everybody thought I was going to win. And then Alex Ofori just came through, because apparently Alex came second in the 1987 dance competition, and Ebenezer Kunai came through and won. Okay, and so people were now rooting for Alex to win. So even though the 88 did not come cheap for him, I think the judges actually considered him in a way.
How did you feel not winning 88?
Oh, I didn't feel any remorse. I actually was happy with myself for what I did, because everybody saw it. You understand? That, look, this one, because he couldn't dance high life better than I do, I was the kingpin of high life. And so most of the moves that you see in high life today, I was the one who popularized it.
Show me some of the high life moves.
These movements. Yeah, and that one.
Okay.
And especially that one.
Uh-huh.
I was the one who kept it. And I started doing that when I danced with Ajiti Suwa in 84 Caesar dance competition. I was doing that. And so I was the one who had actually been able to learn the high life movement and put it out there. And so it became very popular And so now when there was any competition and there's high life, you see a lot of people doing the movement that I actually popularized. You understand? So when I was meeting any of them, and I know it's a national something, I wasn't afraid because I know high life will come and I know traditional dance will come and I would excel in that one. So that was the confidence that I had. You know?
So you didn't win, but you were not happy, you were not sad.
I wasn't sad.
How did you prepare for 89?
Again, I started 1 year.
The jogging again?
Exactly. You know, I jogged for 1 year. And a lot of people did not know that. When we actually go into camping before the competition, so you go into camping like 2 days before the competition. So you are camped at the hotel, okay, where the competition will take place. It was Star Hotel.
Okay. Which is now in buildings.
So 89, after jogging and doing all my rehearsals and putting everything together, by the time we were going into camping, I realized I was getting malaria.
Ooh.
So when we got to camp, I had malaria.
Full blown?
Full. And I don't fall sick. If I'm going to fall sick, it is malaria, mosquito bites. So I realized I had to nip this thing in the bag before. Other than that, if I'm going to use tablets, it will take 3 days.
Yes.
If I'm going to use injection, it will take 1 day, but I'm going to get itches. Okay. It means I cannot sleep. So I had to take the risk. So I told them I'm not feeling well. So I left camp, came home to get a jab.
Injection?
Chloroquine, yeah. And once I take the injection,
it started?
My skin will itch. So for the 3 days in camp, I was somebody who was sick, struggling to come out of this malaria, praying. It was hell, you know. And I think 2 or 3 of us fell sick. Was Gilbert Laiso, TJ, also fell sick. And then Tobias Sam also fell sick. He had a big, like a boil by his groin. And a few other guys all fell sick. But mine started first. So by the time, the day of the competition, I was now recovering. So I didn't have my full
vim
strength. But hey, I fought. I fought really hard, you know, and I could see, getting to the end, I could see that I was tired, you know.
What was your last routine? Which dance did you do last before they judged you?
The dance I did, the last routine, if I can remember, I wore a white, which was the first one, and the second one I wore blue with some white stuff and a hat with some blue stuff. I think that's a video that went viral.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I think I choreographed it in such a way that I'll go around I'll take the stage.
Yes.
And I'll move from one end to the other and then move. You know, I think that stage was hexagonal.
Yeah.
So it had like six different
sides.
corners. So I tried to
cover the whole stage.
Cover the whole stage by moving and doing movement, by somersaulting and doing all kinds of movement and opening my legs and then doing all these movements. And I remember some of them.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, it was fun. It was fun.
And then talk us through how you felt when they announced you as a winner.
Okay, so I remember that video is still on social media. The 1989. I remember. In fact, I can be able to remember now because I watched the video again.
And things come back.
And that is how come I was able to recollect some of the things that did happen. But I remember when I was called, some guys rushed. Some lady, I don't know the lady, where she came from. She was dressed like an Indian woman who came and then hugged me, and then people started coming from all over the place, and they hugged me, and my hand was up, you know. And what was going through my mind was, I'm going to London. I'm going to London.
Finally.
I'm going to London. You know, it was a great feeling.
How did your life change after that win?
Okay, so My life changed. Well, so one thing that I remember very well was the popularity. So I remember going through or walking through town, and everybody's looking at you and they're pointing at you and blah, 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 and all that. So, yes, that was monetary wise. I think that the prizes that they gave me, I got a television, I got a deck, video deck, I got, I think, 100,000 or 200,000 prize money. And then I got a ticket on standby, for me.
In case, when you're ready to go?
Yes, to the World Dance Competition.
Okay.
So I was in constant dialogue with PTC.
Pioneer Tobacco Company.
I was in constant dialogue with them, saying that if they can hold on, because my World Dance Competition was cancelled, so if they could keep the ticket for me, that anytime I want the ticket. And I think they said they could not do that.
Why did they cancel the World Dance Championship?
So I think there's one which is my suspicion, and there's the other one which is the normal thing that happens with dancing competitions. That is normally the fight between the sponsors and the organizers.
Who were the organizers in Ghana?
The organizers in Ghana was Malaria Ventures.
Okay.
And then they fought with
the sponsors.
The sponsors,
PTC.
Pioneer Tobacco. And so they split. And then they went to organize the 1991 or so National Dance Competition, Malaria Ventures, and then PTC organized in 1992 because they didn't do
91.
the 91 one. I think they did the 92 one.
So you never got to go to the World Dance Championship?
So the sponsors and then the
organizers
fought again. And so they asked to cancel. But I realized that I thought it was because in 1986, Ajete Sowa won. He's an African. He becomes the face of Malibu. And Ajete Sowa was winning. He had issues surrounding his legitimacy in the system and all that. I don't know how far the sponsors got to know. But that aside, I think he became the face of Malibu. He's from Africa. Next year, Bimbo Gomero wins. He's from Nigeria. He's the face of Africa. He is now the face of the sponsors. So I suspect that they weren't happy. Black faces are becoming, So I thought that they had spoken to the sponsors and said that, hey, Maza, we cannot be doing this. We cannot. They have spoken to the organizers and saying, we cannot be choosing black people from Africa to represent us. Our sales are going to go down. So if it's going to continue like this, we are not going to sponsor you any longer. That's what I suspect. Yeah. And I think there should be an element of truth in there. And World Dance Competition has gone down until now.
It's gone down?
It's gone down.
And so, consequently, we don't have National Dance Championships again?
Yes.
In Ghana?
Yes.
How does that make you feel, though?
I felt so bad because the last competition that I watched, I think it was, I don't know whether it was Clap Embassy or something. They did it in somebody's backyard at around Dankwa Circle. That was the last one I watched. I think it was in 2002 or 2000.
Something that was happening in Star Hotel.
I tell you, I was so distraught. I watched it, I'm like, I even felt that some of us should come up to get organizations to start this thing again. And as head, I'm trying to see if I can do that. Get some organizations that have the capital base that can support us revive this thing. Because, and what worries me, and I begin to think about it, is how Guinness was able to start doing something like that. It was a group thing.
Yeah. The Malta Guinness Street Dance competition
was a group thing. And how come they stopped? That for me too is a worry. Because it provided the young ones something
to look forward to
latch onto. It's no longer in existence. Now everything has shifted to the social media space. There have been some competitions. One guy called Gladstone has been organizing things, competitions, dance, theater, music amongst secondary school. And it is working. You know, we did some here. I was a judge, one of the anchor judges, and it's working because they have sponsorship, you know, some products from Bigo and other companies.
So it can work.
It can work. It can work if we have stakeholders coming in to support. Yeah.
I'm curious, did you ever get to go to the UK?
Yes, I went to the UK.
How long after your win?
And this is a very funny one. I got to the UK in 1991.
2 years after you won.
You know, because I was at the School of Performing Arts. And those times we used to have long vacations. Now it's a bit of something in the past.
By then, were you an academic?
Yes, that was when I came to school.
Okay.
So I came to school in 1990. Right?
Okay. For your bachelor's?
Yes. I came to school actually when I won the competition. The same year, 1989. But I wrote to them and said, I wrote to the university and said that I have won the national dance competition. Can you allow me to go and soil my royal robes? And when I finish, I can come back. And they said, yes. I was told that they don't do that. But when I wrote to them,
they gave you the dispensation.
Gladly, you know, gave me 1 year. So I went round. So that is the agreement that I came to with embassy or the sponsors. Okay. They said that they couldn't provide the ticket money for me, but one thing they can promise, that they'll take me around the country to do exhibitions. Okay. And then they'll pay me well. So I think it was 50,000 or something per exhibition. Appearance.
So you did that in 1990?
1990.
Before you came to university?
They took me to like 5 places.
Okay.
So out of that, I could gather at least
some funds. 250,000,
which was good money.
And you went to UK?
Yes, and I went to UK.
Ghana Airways?
No, I think it was Balkan, the cheap one.
Yeah.
Balkan Airlines or something.
Lots of stops.
Yeah. I think it was 2 or 3 stops. 2 stops. To, I think, Egypt and then to Bulgaria.
Did you have a shock when you got to London?
Yeah. It was summer and it was cold.
Cold summer?
Yeah.
And rainy?
Yeah. So I got to London, I think it was Heathrow. I got out, I pulled my bag, put it there, went to make a phone call to call the person that I was going to visit. The person didn't know I was coming. So I went, made a call. By the time I returned, my bag was there and they were surrounded by police officers, cordoned the place off. So I came, what's happening? I came and then the police officer, is that your bag? I said, yes, that's my bag. Why have you left it here? I said, I went to make a phone call. Listen to me. Next time, if you are going to make any call, you carry your bag to where you are making the call. You don't leave bags in open spaces at Heathrow Airport. Not only the Irish people thing, the bomb blast and all that.
Yeah, bomb threats.
Was right. So
dogs and things were around, right?
And here was I. The bag was very heavy because apparently a colleague's wife had brought me 3 yam tubers. And I had squeezed it into my bag. Hey, African people.
Ghana people always carry their food wherever they go. Why can't they just eat the food that they
3 yam tubers. So it was so heavy.
Puna or what?
I'm sure it's Puna. You know. And I remember I had to carry it into the train.
Did they allow you to pass through customs?
Yeah.
They allowed you to pass.
Yeah. And he had brought fish. Oh. Dried fish.
Momoni, I hope not momoni, man.
And ignorant as I was.
You carried everything, man.
You know, so I had to carry it.
By the way, it's dangerous now because bad people can put stuff in it, you know? You didn't know.
I had 2 bags.
2 bags full of Ghana food.
So I called the person and he said, oh, come. I thought when I called the person, they would come with a car to Heathrow Airport and come and pick me up.
With your yams?
With my yams and all that. I called and said, oh, you go to the train station.
Look at this person.
Pick a tube. They didn't know I was coming. They were University of Ghana students.
Okay.
Who were in the house. They were like 7 or 8 of them in the house.
Waiting for their yams.
No, the yams had nothing to do with them. They had gone to Perch.
Okay.
And I was an audition that they didn't know about. So I go there, I call, and they said, yes, okay, so go to the underground and go and look for a train. It is called, what was that line?
Piccadilly?
Is it Piccadilly? The blue one, yeah.
Maybe,
Piccadilly line. It goes all the way to North London. And they were in North London, and I was coming from South. So he said, go and pick that line to come all the way to the last stop, and then you drop. I said, okay. I went, bought the ticket. How much the ticket was? £3.41 at that time. And when I changed the money to Ghana money, I said, hey!
One train ride.
I picked the train. I went all the way. I sat in all the way.
You know
it
they
was
sleep?
underground. At a point, then we came out. And I started seeing the surrounding. I'm like, wow.
London.
So this is London. Go. We get to the stop. I get out. And then they said, when I get out of the train station, I should walk to the bus station. There's a bus station there. I should pick a bus and get down at the next 2 stops. So I got out of the train station, picked the 2 bags, dragged it. In fact, luckily, there was an escalator or something. So I came out, and then I raised my head, and I saw a staircase that was going all the way up. 2. So you go first one, and then you go a second one. And I had 2 bags, heavy, with the yams.
Possibly Puna.
Possibly food. So I carried one all the way.
To the top, and then you come back.
Yes, carried
Hey, hustling in London, oh.
Yeah. Did that, pulled it, and then when I got out, I realized I had to cross the road to the other side and take the bus. So first thing, I had to ask somebody where is the bus station, and I saw this. What do they?
The red buses.
No. Those guys with the spiked heads, with black jackets.
Mods.
Yeah, they
or
were
skinheads.
Yeah,
no, the
skinheads.
skinheads were no hair.
Yeah.
The mods.
Yeah, they had all hair shaven.
Oh, the skinheads.
And then
skinheads. Yeah.
I met one of them with like 2 people. They were wearing jackets, black. And I've seen them, and I knew that they were rowdy people or something. So I panicked, and I was just standing there looking at them, and they just went past me. Then I saw another guy coming, black guy. I asked that I want the bus station that I can pick this bus to. And they said, oh yeah, across, just walk across. So I carried my stuff, pulled it, struggled out, got to the place, picked the bus, got down, and then I called the place and I said, I am at the bus station. And they said, okay, wait, we are coming. And then they go down. Anyway, they came like 4 of them, University of Ghana students, my colleagues.
Yes.
Some of them were.
They came to do some board job in London.
Yeah. They too had come on
holiday.
So they came, they helped me pull the bag, so we were conversing. But they didn't know, for some reason, strange reason, they didn't know who I was. So we went in there, climbed in an elevator, went to the top, I greeted all of them, and everybody was looking at me like, so is this guy too coming to add up to? And then the guy came out. The lady in whose name I had gone there had gone to work. But the person told me that she has a brother and she would want me to go and stay with his brother. So when I get there, they will call the brother and tell him so that I can go and live with the brother. So here was I, green in London, all these University of Ghana people and people had come to London to hustle. And then the lady's fiancé was the one I spoke to. He is now the NDC MP for Cape Coast.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was called Kweku something.
Okay. Ricketts Hagen.
Kweku, yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah. So Kweku comes and said, who am I? I said, oh, I'm a mate of this student friend of mine. And she asked me to come here first, and then the brother will have gone to work, but I'll meet people so that when the brother comes, I go there. So what do you do? I said, oh, I'm at the School of Performing Arts. Dance? I said, yes. So why are you doing dance? Then I said, oh, I'm actually, I'm a dance champion, so I just wanted to better myself. You are what? And I said, oh, I'm a dance champion. Ah, what's your name? Then I called my name. Really? Then everybody sat down. And then they started asking me questions.
They sat down.
About the dance championship. Like you are questioning me.
Yes, yes.
So I've already gone through all this.
Yes. Back then.
Several years back. So they started asking me questions and I was naming, and so the guy also became very interested. It was time for him to go to work. He was also interviewing me like Kafui Dey. So we went on and on and on and on, and I said, oh, I have a copy of my video. I had 3 copies of my national dance competition videos in my bag. So they said, can we see the video? And then they took the video and put it in. And then we all started watching. And then they started shouting, yeah, yeah, yeah. And then they started making calls. Hey, Charlie, the dance champion is here with us, so he's in our house.
Students like fans.
So they were now even trying to coax me to sleep there with them.
Ah, the people who were worried about your presence.
Yeah. So now the guy calls the lady's brother and tells him that, oh, there's a guy here. Your sister said he should come and put up with you until the next 2-3 months that he's going to go back to Legon. What do you think about this? He said, who is that? Why did my sister not tell you so? He was just throwing tantrums. And the guy said, oh, he's the Ghana dance champion. He said, what? He said, he's the Ghana dance. I said, I'm coming. So I'm there, and then he appears. He said, are you there? Charlie, put the video in again. So he put it back in, and he watched, and then he picked my bag. He said, Charlie, pick your bag, make we go.
With the yams inside?
With the yams inside. And that was it. He has become my friend until now. It's called Ebenezer Awoche.
Nice.
He comes to Ghana and goes back.
So he's still up there, but he comes back.
Yeah. Anytime he comes, he calls me. We go and have some food and all that. You know, he's a very good friend, very good chap.
Awesome.
You know, and his sister is called Marian, who used to be a TA at the dance department. Marian Amekudi, very nice person. You know, and the sister is Veronica Awoche. I think he's gotten married now. He's in the US somewhere, you know. But they were nice people.
Did you get to dance in London?
Not until I went back in '93. I was doing church dance actually.
Okay.
I was in church. I was doing church business, and I used to dance. I called Slim Buster during our church programs. Now I, together with him, would perform duets, you know. And it was like, you know. Show me what church dancing looks like. What does church dancing look like? So church dancing will be like you have to be selective, that you don't go doing this and
you don't like you know how the strippers dance down like on a pole. You can't do that in church.
No. You understand? So you go what I call straight movements.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, straight movements. Movement that has no connotations.
Okay.
To it.
So show me a straight movement.
Movement. So when I do this.
You can't do this in church.
Yeah, you can do this. It's straight movement.
You can do this in church.
Yes. What meaning are you going to bring to this?
Okay.
You see, movement that you cannot put any meaning, and even if you are putting any meaning, this is a straightforward kind of a dance movement.
What dance can you not do?
Network. This one is the network. Yeah. If I do network in church,
why
it's
is it called network?
I don't know. I don't know why and why. I have not actually started scrutinizing this movement. But I think it is the...
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3.
So I'm sure it is the network that they do among themselves.
It's all related to jobs.
Yeah.
So you can do that in church?
Yes.
What can't you do in church?
Yeah, so I cannot do a church movement and I'll be doing this. You know?
But I see some of the people on their way to go and give collection. Yeah. You see them doing that?
Yeah. What has this? Ask yourself. What has Atopa got to do?
But I see them doing the praise time. I see a lot of, and I'm wondering what's going on here, man.
It's wrong.
So it shouldn't happen.
It shouldn't. So I teach a group of church kids.
All right.
You know, Baptist church, Grace. I think it's Grace Baptist Church, somewhere around there. Obedience Church.
Yes.
Opposite Obedience Church.
Okay.
I teach them every year.
Okay.
You know, they call me and I put something together. They are a hard knot. When I say hard knot, you know, people who have trained their children in such a way that they don't actually engage with dancing. All right. So it's
straight
difficult.
Jacket.
Yes, it's very difficult working with them. And I've taken up that challenge. Every year I go. When they call me, I go.
You loosen them
I
up.
don't have time. But when they call me, that church, when they call me, I go.
You go.
Because it has trained me to be even more accommodating to people who do not know anything about dance. And there are some kids amongst them that whilst I'm training them, they are running around and they're absent-minded.
London style.
You have to be able to accommodate all of them, you know.
Yeah.
And I make sure that any movement that I give to them,
At some point.
you don't bring in vulgar.
No. This is church dance.
Vulgarity.
Yeah. Church
Yes.
dance. What's it like, or what was it like becoming a Terry Bright Ofosu with a DR in front, Doctor? What was that like? First of all, I mean, just I just want your thoughts on people asking, okay, you're studying for your PhD. Okay, yes. What are you doing your PhD in? And then you tell them. What was your PhD in, by the way?
Okay, so my PhD was connecting the socio-political milieus to pop dance.
Okay.
So, for instance, what happened in the 1970s, pop dances in the 1970s, and what was happening socio-politically.
Okay, so connecting the dance to what's happening in society.
Yeah.
Okay, and
so
politics.
you asked a question, and I was trying to answer.
Yes.
And it didn't land. I
Yes.
didn't land.
It's landing now.
What is the pop dance message?
Yes.
Now, and I talked about Donald Trump,
Yes.
the shithole thing,
Yes.
all those statements, Floyd, and all those things about Black Lives Matter. So there's youth in their own space created something that metamorphosed from Azunto, we need work, all the way, and now they are calling it Afropop. So Afropop means African pop. So what are they saying? And what is the content of Afropop? The content of Afropop are pop dances in Ghana, pop dances in Nigeria, pop dances in South Africa, pop dances in Congo, pop dances in Togo, pop dances. They are all amalgamated into one, and they are calling it Afropop. What are they saying? They are telling the African politicians, unite. Let's put ourselves together as a team, because the world is now telling us we are shitholes, is now prepared to kill our brothers, what come what may, if you are not, you understand? And these are information that goes around the world within the socio-political milieu. These young ones hear it, digest it, it is crystallized within their body. Even though they don't come out consciously to say it, the body speaks.
Are the leaders listening to these messages? Or do they even know that there are messages in these dances?
No.
They don't know.
That is how come Azunto was released in 2011, thereabout. The upper dance, the work dance. So if politicians have studied the pop dance craze around that time, the Azunto, right? If they had studied it, they would have known that this is what the youth is fighting for. Unfortunately, the one who was screaming for that did not win the primaries with the MPP. Jobs for the youth. Alan King.
Okay.
He was the one who was crying what the youth were crying. But he couldn't win. You understand? So if the politicians had known what the youth are crying for at the time, they would have seen the new development. Now we have had leaders, MPP came, NDC came, MPP has come. Now we realize we are confronted with a situation where we are moving from MPP, NDC, and some of the ills still keep resurfacing.
Azunto, is it dead?
It's not.
We don't see it again.
And so when you go online and you begin to research or find out the new craze, which is Afropop, it always goes back, Afrobeats, it always goes back to Azunto. It will tell you that this Afropop has a platform now because of Azunto. And so, just like the traditional dances have not died, because a school of performing arts and a Ghana dance ensemble decided to learn and then become a repository. We have also learned the Azunto, and it has become a repository at the dance department. There's a guy called Azunto Flex. #I am Azunto. You look for him. He is, as I'm speaking to you now, he's in Europe. He's going to 8 different countries before you come to our festival that we are doing in April. He is still trumpeting Azunto out there. So he's teaching Azunto dance. And they are calling him left, right, center. And he's relating Azunto to traditional dances. How Palogo, Azunto is connected to Palogo. You understand? How they have mixed the so nice. Palogo is about this, yeah? Azunto is about, so you see the twist,
Yes.
which is in the Palogo dance. You see it resurfacing in Azunto, right? Palogo is this, yeah? Azunto is that. You understand?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
you see antecedents of what we would call tradition coming
into Azunto. Are any northern dances incorporated into Azunto? Or is it just a southern phenomenon?
You see, what I have discovered is that there are some movements that cuts across the regions, all right? They cut across the regions. And therefore, for instance, when you do this movement, it's even in Azunto, this movement, yeah? That movement, yeah? I call it the wheelbarrow.
Yes.
The wheelbarrow.
Yes.
Person, yeah?
It still works.
Yes, you understand. Now, that movement you see in Palogo. Yeah?
Yeah.
That movement you see in Abaja.
Yeah.
You understand? You see antecedents of that in Bawa.
Yeah.
See, so some of the movements cut across, and therefore you cannot speak for just one.
Yeah. So it's all incorporated.
But because it is from the Ga community, we would always refer to the Gans,
Yes,
the dances
indeed.
that you find the movements in the Ga community.
We have this Ghana Niger crisscross in food. This whole jollof thing.
Yeah.
Although I think Wache should be rather what we should be promoting. We have the Ghana Niger thing in music.
Yeah.
How about dance?
Yes. We have always had.
You've had there's a paper you wrote, Ghana and Nigeria, a crisscross and global emigrational
you got that one.
enculturation of urban Afro dances. Break it down for my intelligent 16-year-old son. What does that mean? What were you trying to say in that paper?
So that paper was about transnationalism
Okay.
and its connection to the new dances that we have created. So note that at the time I was writing this paper,
2021.
Ghana had been involved with Nigeria in the issue of Azunto, that the Nigerians wanted to annex it.
And call it something else.
Yes, and so they did a song called Alinko. And then Batman or Samini
Yes.
rebutted and said that, I see you doing Azunto. You are telling me you are doing Alinko. What is Alinko?
Good question.
All right? And their Alinko, they were trying to do something like that. P Square
Yes.
released that song.
Yes.
Okay. But they couldn't make any good hit out of the dance that they wanted to create. So now they decided to become very conscious of it, conscious of the creation of new dances. So they created Shoki.
Shoki.
All right?
Nigeria.
In Nigeria. And it went viral. It went very, 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 very viral. All right. And all these was after Azunto had made it. So they wanted to actually tell us that whichever way we look at it, they are also a force, maybe better than us. All right? So after some time, then they released Shaku Shaku.
What? Yes.
This movement.
Kwame Eugene likes that dance a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's called
So,
Shaku Shaku.
Shaku Shaku.
Yeah.
Right.
And the person actually consciously released the movement because they wanted to go viral. They wanted to say that, look, we have movement that can match Azunto. But unfortunately for them, Shaku Shaku remains Shaku Shaku. Shoki remains Shoki. It has movement, maybe two, and they are trying to create varieties. But they're saying, okay. But Azunto subsumed movement that came before it and movement that came after it.
Is Azunto more diverse as well?
Yes.
Run me through of the various Azunto moves.
Okay, so the one of the moves that Azunto subsumed is the boy movement.
Which one is boy?
This one. Yeah,
Okay,
this is the boy
okay,
movement.
okay.
That one American artist came to Ghana. I think earlier on in the 2008, 2009, or something thereabout, and then took it to US.
I see.
All right, but because Ghanaians were against something that he did, I don't know. I think he went to smoke somewhere, Jubilee House or something. I don't know what he did, And Ghanaians bashed him. He wanted to pay us back.
Okay.
So he said that he went to learn the dance from Nigeria.
Huh.
Okay, and they became men. But that aside, that is the first one.
That's
the
one.
second one is the Kwe
What's
dance.
Kwe? What's Kwe?
Kwe is the gunshot dance.
Okay. Kwe. Okay.
It started among the
All right.
SS students.
Okay.
All right, and it was in and around President Kofo's reign when armed robbery was at its peak. All right, when students, you see a lot of students getting involved in armed robberies and all that. So they released that dance.
Okay.
Kwe,
Kwe.
right?
Okay.
And then prior to the cabinet of Kwe, there was Kogon,
Show
which
me.
is dancing and as if you are holding onto an imaginary something. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
That's Kogon.
it. That's it.
And then all these three dances that preceded Azunto were subsumed into Azunto.
There's a song which mentions all these dances. I'm trying to remember. This is a group of people, all the young people. All the dances. It's one of the songs.
Yeah,
I'll remember them.
I don't remember the song. But yeah.
Prior.
Yes. Prior. Yeah.
Angelina.
Angelina. Yeah, Angelina. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So yes, that one. And then the Azunto dancers has different kind of movements. Some of them I don't even have the name, but I know where they were developed from.
We want to see them.
Okay. So the wash and wear movement, which became one of the very common Azunto movement, is this one. You see, when you wash your dress and you're hanging
it up.
drying them, hanging it on the drying lines, So that's what they do.
Oh, okay.
Okay, but in the play dance of the Ghans, this dance is a dance that the play people do to depict the sea waves.
The waves. Okay. All right.
Okay. So you realize that the dance, even in its traditional context, is connected to water.
Yes.
And drying lines is connected
also.
to washing.
Of course. And water.
Okay. So this one is Azunto drying of clothing.
Yes. This is washing. You're ironing.
Ironing.
I hate that ironing. Boxing. All right. Yeah, from the boxing tradition of the Ghans as well. Yeah. Lots of boxing. Yes. Is there a telephone one
and
too?
then there's this.
Okay.
And then there's that.
That's the phone.
The phone.
Okay. This one is a jot.
The jot. Yeah. The jot and the wheat.
Okay. Yeah.
No, you have to say it like
you have to say it like that.
Note that pop space is resistance.
Yeah.
So the negative things in the society that you don't want, that is where they push it. To tell the authorities that, look, this is our space. We know you don't care about us. But if you don't care about us, this is what we do.
Was there one like this or so around the head or something?
Give me the...
No, I don't know. But I don't know. I just watched it.
There's a... then the dance about... give me the Kufuado.
Oh, really?
Give me the Mahama dance.
Let's hear it. Let's see it,
man. Give me the Kufuado. That's where I saw them do this.
Fresh from the barber shop. Fresh from the barber shop, man. Which one is the Bahama? I can understand this as the Kufuado, but which one is the Bahama?
Mahama, I saw them severally use the Usain Bolt.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
the youth are watching, huh? They watch everything and bring it to the dance.
Yeah. So there are a lot of movement that they release in the system. So when Azunto was about hitting its peak, they released some dances this dance. You remember this dance?
Yeah.
The Al-Qaeda dances. All right.
Yeah. One. Turn.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
But where does Al-Qaeda come from?
So Al-Qaeda, you see, it was the same craze that caused Nigerians to release the shoki and the shaku shaku. Ghana too was doing the same. That is when E-Flex became conscious. Because I was saying it, because I'm in scholarship, and I know the essence of holding history. and keeping it for posterity, all right? Most of the dancers are not, because in the pop dance space, it is an ongoing thing.
That's it. You're moving.
Every
You're
time
moving.
you
You're
have to
moving. You're moving.
create new things, all right? So the value system is such that when new things are created, they quickly latch onto it, and then they are going, all right? So Azunto Flex decided that, no, this Azunto thing must not go. In fact, himself, and there's a guy called Asha, all right?
From Ghana here?
Yes, from Ghana here. It's called Asha. Who wanted to, I've forgotten his tree name. Yes, pardon me. But he was also interested in keeping the Azunto practice.
Yeah.
You understand?
International fisherman, is he doing Azunto?
Gas Miller
Yes.
is one guy, for me.
Yeah.
Gas Miller is one guy who actually pushed the Azunto this into another level. All right. He is a very good Azunto dancer, and his song type falls within the Azunto range.
Do you get them to come and do guest lectures sometimes in class?
No, I haven't. More so because it takes a lot to do all these calls, and I have to run around and do this, and I have thought about it. People like Ajete Soa, Dance God Lord, the legends. We should have them in school. So what I'm trying to do now is to get a lot of them to come to our festival.
Yes.
Right? We're going to have symposium that would get them in and involved, can have dialogue with them, and then can get them on our part-time, so that they can come
enrich the practice. Yes,
so that we can have that interaction.
Couple of rapid-fire questions before we wrap it up. Music videos.
Yeah.
Are you involved in any of these videos that you've choreographed or even featured in? I'm curious.
Okay, so music videos, I used to do music videos until 2027, 2028.
Which ones were you involved in?
Oh, I did a lot of videos. Give me some. Slim Buster.
Okay.
I was doing most of Slim Buster's video.
It's choreography, right?
Yes. You May Kiss the Bride.
Okay.
Those two guys, their videos. Bema be sorry, I did those videos.
Okay.
I did Josh Lye videos.
Church style.
I cannot even remember all of them. I've worked with several of these guys that I don't even remember their name. Because at a point in time, I sit by the television and most of the videos that are running are my videos.
Ghana's 60th anniversary.
Yes.
You were part of the choreography for those?
60th anniversary?
This is, now we are 70, so this will be 2017.
2017.
Were you part of that?
No.
No?
No. I was part of the 2008, Camp 2008.
Okay.
And the Niate. 2009 hockey opening ceremony and the Niate. University of Ghana 2020.
Gusa, the Gusa Games?
Gusa Games.
Okay. Wagbecheke.
I did that.
Okay.
I did Wagbecheke. The pop dance choreographies in that.
Okay.
I did Para Games.
Yes.
The recent Para Games was, I think, 2022 or something.
How about the inauguration, 2013?
2013.
When President Mahama came in first time.
Yes, I was part of that.
Yes, you did that.
I was part of that.
Yeah.
I did the pop bit.
Yes.
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 And then yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And of course, all these Miss Ghana, Miss World.
Yes, I've worked with
Ghana's Most Beautiful.
Yes, I've worked with several of them. Some of them, they are choreographies, entry choreographies and all that. I've worked with several of them. I don't even now remember. In fact, my CV, when I pull it sometimes, I'm like, hey.
You be that. Judge, Dance Fever, Boogie Down.
Yes.
Street Dance.
Yes.
Malta Guinness.
Amazing Child.
Okay. Talented Kids.
Talented Kids.
What's it like working with kids?
Oh, yeah. It's beautiful. And it's wonderful. You see, sometimes you are pushed to accept everything that they do, but you don't build people like that. You must be able to push and pull.
Okay.
So at one point, you have to tell them like it is, and another point, you have to encourage them and tell them that, look, this is not the end of the world. And it becomes very difficult when you are eliminating kids from competition.
Yeah, emotions come inside.
Emotional, and sometimes you need psychologists to come.
And the parents will come after you too, sometimes.
Yeah. I've had parents bring their kids to me on campus.
That's
saying
what?
That, look, Uncle Terry, you have to do something for this kid though, because I don't know what to do myself. And when she woke up since morning, she has been crying.
Hey, you become a psychologist now. So what do you tell them?
Well, I tell them that, look, we have to keep working at them, keep talking to them. get them into a kind of a children's group that they can perform and better themselves. And then they are able to listen. And note that some of these groups too, it is not like a walk in the park. You have to go and pay good money. You understand?
Yeah.
You want to get to dance with Dance God Lloyd, you have to pay.
Yes.
You know,
That's it.
weekly. You take your kids there and
So,
pay.
yeah, for training.
Yeah. You know.
Is there an academic paper you're working on right now in the dance space?
Yes, as to whether I can even remember the name, the title. But I'm working on 2 papers. In fact, I sent them and I'm waiting for the response, the second response. And they are on Afropop. Afropop, and it's what the youth are saying. What I'm telling you about.
Yes.
I am writing that, you know, as to the youth now telling politicians, if they will listen, that Africa must come together as Afropop.
Yeah.
Just like Afropop has come together and is going across the world. African leaders must come together. And
What do you think of TikTok and the whole?
I think that TikTok is a very, very good thing. And I always say when I'm speaking, I say, thank God for social media.
One time.
You know, we wouldn't have heard about Dance God Lloyd, Endurance, Afronitas, and all that. We wouldn't have heard about them, you know. But today you are able to sit in the comfort of your home, put a message out there, and to get to Trump.
What do you think of Trump?
Oh, well, Trump is a catch-22.
Okay, meaning?
Catch-22 because some of the things that he espouses, for me, are good for the Christian world. And some of the other things that he espouses to are way beyond the democracy that America claims, you know. So he's that type of person you cannot, but the reason why I would say I don't actually like Trump is the fact that he said that we are a shithole. And I have a classmate who is in the US who is trying to explain to me that that is not what he meant.
What?
But he said our leaders
Are shithole.
are shitholes.
No.
And after that comment, I have seen white supremacists, you can call them alt-right whites, come on television in the US and claim that we black people are underneath them. And therefore, almost to the extent of saying that we cannot share the same space with them. And they have gotten this audacity and that kind of power to say that because of some of the utterances of Trump. You understand? And I think we have to pray for the world because where we are going, hey, today I have to go and buy petrol at 12 cities.
Yeah, we don't like
50
that.
something.
We don't like that. Yeah. Are you surprised that African leaders didn't respond when he branded all of us shithole?
I am not surprised. Because recently I have seen some videos that are circulating, and it's coming from the CIA, that they are actually taking some African leaders out without actually pulling the trigger. Okay? Like virtually shooting them. But they had used weapons, biological and chemical weapons, to take them out. All right? Who knows who took Atamils out? Who knows? And president who comes out blatantly and says that my country here, we are not going to do so and so. You cannot push it down our throat. And then a few months later, the man passes. Who knows whose hand is in it? Posterity will judge the world. Just like they are coming out today to come and tell us that they killed some of our leaders
Back in the day.
who had strong opinion against the US. Who knows what they are going to say in the next 20 years?
Who knows?
You understand?
Couple more before we go. Brief ones. If somebody wanted to understand Ghana without reading a history book, which 5 dances should they watch?
Ghana.
Yeah.
I would say they should watch dances that are performed in the Hugbe Chocho Festival. They should watch Fronton From. They should watch Bamaya. They should watch, for the more contemporary purposes, Balogo. They should watch Fume Fume.
Which one is Fume Fume?
Fume Fume is a Ga dance that quite strangely mixes religious dances and social dances.
Show me.
So if you see any dance that they do, pimpa, 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 pimpa.
That's fume.
That's fume. Perede, ja. Perede, ja. Pata, perede, pata, pimpa.
Nice. Oh, wow.
Pimpa, pampa. That's fume.
Fume.
Now, all the dances that I've demonstrated, you see, a lot of them are in Akom, Tigari, Mla, Adekuwe, I've called Akom play, Mla, Adekuwe. There's this religious dance that came from the Akwamus, and it's a dance among the dances. It's called Me also.
It's like a trance dance.
Yes, these are religious dances that they perform. And those who perform the religious dances, they are common people and all those people. They know. So as they are performing, the drummers will play the drum and then they get a signal. So they will change their dress into and then they'll perform.
Yeah.
So if they may be performing a comp, but once they start to play Tigari, they go and then change.
I saw that once happen at GTV, the Bobo Festival.
Yes.
They were dancing Bobo, and all of a sudden they changed the drum and somebody went into a trance. Yeah.
So there are some of the drums that...
So it's real, eh?
Yeah.
You can go into a trance.
Yeah, sometimes in the school we have had students going into a trance when you are playing some of the rhythms and all that. So there are two sides of it, okay? There are some persons whose head, when I say head, I mean your family head, right, is in a particular religion, okay? So you don't have to double in if you want to stay away. Don't double in such practice. And then there are some too. You know, there's a thin line between acting, reality, and a state of trance, spiritual world, There's a thin line between them. So there are some drums, okay, that when you play scientifically, the tone of the drum pushes the human soul into a state of trance, okay? And you know we are all different people. So if that person is that person who has this emotional switches, immediately you play that drum, and I'm talking scientifically, not based on any spiritual, scientifically, it will take the person into a trance. And note, there is trance, there's trance possession, and then there's possession trance.
Difference.
Trance hasn't got any spiritual entity in place. So the trance is the one that I was trying to describe. Okay, people that you see that they are naturally very hyper and they get emotionally charged so easily, they are able to get into trances, sometimes triggered by some scientific means.
Okay.
And there's the people who are possession trance. Let me do the
Transpossession.
Transpossession. So the transpossession are these people who can always go into a trance and then also have the tendency to be possessed by a spiritual entity.
And it's real.
Okay? And so once you get into that state, you become a trance-possessed person. And then there's possession trance. In this case, the person is more prone to spiritual possession and a little trance. Okay, so when the spirit being comes, the two combine. Okay, and that is possession trance.
Wow.
Okay, so we have all these permutations that we do that sometimes the person who is acting can get into a realm that you think that the person is possessed, but he is not, or she's not. And some actors will tell you there's a thin line between acting and possession.
Is Azunto Ghana's cultural equivalent of hip hop or something deeper?
I would say so, but where hip hop has gotten to, it will be difficult for Azunto to match hip hop.
Okay.
Listen, I went to the US, I think 2016 or 2017, for a conference. Right. At this conference, they had a time for hip hop. You know, they put conferences, they group, they put it into groupings, and then depending on the theme or the thematic areas or the topics involved. So if they see that a lot of you are talking about drama and dance, they put you all together. If they see that a lot of you are talking about pop dance, contemporary, then they put. So that is what they did. And they put hip hop together, all right, in one room. The room got an overflow never to be seen anywhere. And then the people who were in the scholars, the number of scholars into hip hop now started confessing that they have been to conferences and they have been hip hop. This
Too much.
it means that now hip hop scholarship, where it has gotten to, Azunto has not gotten to that place yet.
So we need time.
There are,
We need time.
yes, in scholarship, I think it is myself and my protege who is now in Canada, Benedictus, who are talking and writing about Azunto.
Okay.
All right, hip hop, where it has gotten to. Look, they came here to write about Ghanaian hip hop with Reggie Rockstone at the
Yes,
back.
yeah.
That professor is a very close friend of mine, and so she used me as his assistant, and I helped connect her to Reggie Rockstone and all these people.
Yeah. So hip hop is far ahead.
Oh, far.
Does hip life have its own dances, or it takes Azunto and all the other ones?
That is one strange thing about hip hop.
Hip life.
Hip life. It didn't come with any dance. I guess because hip hop dance was already in existence, you know, and they were trying to, because my research tells me that most of them did not even try to use hip hop dances. They were using female dancers who were doing
for hip life.
yes,
Yeah.
Ghanaian movement, gyrating their bodies and all that.
But does hip hop have its own dances?
Yeah. That's where breakdance.
Oh, okay.
actually.
So still.
Yeah.
Okay. What dance move today would confuse your 1989 world champion self?
Would confuse.
Yes.
You know, some of the dancers have actually picked from the past. So I see some of them and I'm like, I have seen this movement somewhere before. And but it has been transmuted
Okay.
into another form.
All right.
Have you seen the latest dance that they are trying to push?
Which one?
Kakalika.
Show me. Kakalika? That's Kakalika?
Yeah. Kakalika. Kakalika. That one. I have seen it in High Life.
It looks like we are moving forward. Because who was that?
I have seen it in Mezop. I have seen it in several.
So they go and come back.
They go and come back.
If we lost all our written history but kept our dances, what would the future people know about Ghana? If we lost everything written but only kept our dances, what would they know?
Okay, so you see, you are talking about dance as if dance is in isolation. It isn't. So when you say about our dances, let me just look at the traditional dances. Okay. So when the drummer, in let me use Adowa plays, he will play Adewura Kofi Mahomene. Do you know that?
No.
So it's a language. Adewura Kofi Mahomene. Do you know what Adewura Kofi is?
No.
Adewura Kofi is the deuro, a small bell, banana bell that they put in their hand and play. So the drummer actually calls that bell to play.
Yes.
The drummer sometimes play a quine try a so try a quine, opinion in the wine, if we take it.
Water
Crosses the path. The path crosses water.
Who is
Which
older?
one? Ifritite. Then you say Ifritite or coin or su char coin. Suoni fritite.
Water is from way back.
Suoni fritite. Or domakuma boade. Now listen. Suoni fritite or domakuma boade means that the water was created by
Creator.
Almighty God, and in His own wisdom created the water. It means that that water has to be kept according as Odumakuma created the water.
So Galamsey is just a big disaster.
So these are the things we call the philosophical saying of the Ghanaian stoic sages, all those people. You understand? But because we have not, parents are busy telling their children, don't go and learn about it. And then
Here we do.
a lot of information come through. And I'm talking about just drums. I've not talked about song text.
Yeah.
Dance does not live in isolation.
No,
it
it's
works
song.
together in tandem with all these areas. Song text, the number of informations stored in our song text about us as a people and how we operate as a people, we have not talked about it. And then the movements. How? Come. If the other people are dancing at Agbaja, you see every man jumps in the he's like that. And then the female jumps
And
and then she's like that. One hand
yes.
is. Why? It tells us as Africans that we are definitive people. A female is a female, a male is a male. And therefore the female is the one who prepares food. So in the kitchen, when he's preparing his work plate or whatever, one hand is up, one hand is down. And then he uses that to prepare
The work plate.
eventually translating into his body posture when she's dancing. So that hand, that one is up, one is down. When she begins to dance, you see it in the Agbaja movement that these are value systems that is embodied in our dances. Okay? And if you begin to unpack them, there's a lot of knowledge in some of them. I can't talk about all. Several of them. Do you know that there's this thing called Akantam among the Ashantis, and the Akan people?
Like an oath?
Akantam, yeah.
Great oath.
It has 77 philosophical sayings that the drama plays. We've lost all those things.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Because parents are busy. And they are prepared to pay for their children to learn ballet and not traditional dances.
Makes no
What
sense.
is wrong with us?
Makes no sense.
At least, don't let me sound negative.
Yeah.
At least.
Learn our
we
own also.
prepare. Yes.
In addition
Combine
to
the
the ballet.
two.
Makes for a
But no.
richer person.
Somebody is here wants to minor dance. Parents says no. They think they are doing us. We are doing our own
That's it.
self.
If we could package one Ghanaian dance into like an Olympic sport, because now the Olympics, all kinds of sports are jumping in. Which one would you
You know that Ampe has gotten into it?
Ampe is an Olympic sport?
Yeah.
Nice.
So talk to Robert Clark. He's the one. And then the hip hop, which is not Ghanaian, but hip hop dance, has now also gotten into the Olympic, that they battle. All right. But if I would say a Ghanaian dance to get into the Olympics, I would suggest Panogo because it will be fair. It has the global influence and it has the local influence.
Yeah.
All right.
And it's quite
So to
vigorous.
be fair on those who have been doing twists and to participate.
Bring it there.
And then
Before we go, if you could recommend somebody else who embodies Ghanaian culture, dance, music, arts, to sit in this chair for me to chat with, who would you recommend?
several people.
Go ahead.
Okay, so there is my dean, Dr. Sylvana School, the head of Ebibi Groma, Dr. Beatrice Ayi, Dr. David Quay, who teaches the traditional dances, Dr. Kofi Antonio, Dr. Aristides Nahago, who is the head of Ghana Dance Ensemble now, and he's a lecturer at the dance department. All these people that I'm mentioning are dance lecturers. Currently in the country. And then Dr. Janice Dako, who is also a lecturer at the dance department. These people are people who have held the fort and hang on to. Also, one other person who I think you would consider as our current father of dance is Onikwe Sowa.
Onikwe Sowa.
Yeah.
Father of dance.
Yeah. He immersed himself totally in the traditional dance and has a lot of knowledge as far as traditional dances are concerned. He wrote a paper called Yuso de Fiam, all right, on the, what do you call it, the dangwis. When you are married to a dangwi, yeah, and your wife's father dies, okay, you are asked to come and redeem yourself in a dance form. So you have to come and perform, to redeem yourself. And that is a system, a value system in our culture that makes us all value each other's culture, and it builds a bond. Okay, and so people are actually surprised at Ghana, and I have seen of late Nigerians talk a lot about it, how we have been able to held ourselves together. Muslims, Christians live in the community together, even though we have different ethnic groups. Yes, there may be some divisions, but hey, we are still here. There's not been any major, conflicts. We survive because we have given, and that model that Nkrumah actually put out there, we as a country must force not to kill it, and which is the Ghana Dance Ensemble model. Right? So they learned all the dances across the nation, and they have kept them. And so when they come to your program,
yes,
they exhibit them.
Yeah.
And then you see your town dance being put together, another one come, and then you go and ask the person, oh, what's your name? He said, oh, I am called Aliru Dramani.
And he's doing Agbaja.
And he's doing Agbaja.
Yeah.
And for us, that model by Nkrumah is
Powerful.
phenomenal.
Powerful.
It's phenomenal.
And finally, Dr. Terry Bright Ofosu, after all you've choreographed, after all you've studied, what dance would you want performed at your funeral, and why?
That's a serious question. So I think I wrote an article in a book of chapters called, what's the title? Serendipity. Okay. And I said my philosophy in dance is combining tradition and pop. Okay. So the two, traditional and pop. And in between that, contemporary African dance. That is using movement transmuted from the traditional dance or the traditional dances to address contemporary issues. That is contemporary African dance or African contemporary dance, every which way you want to call it. It's in between. And then popular dance at the extreme end. I would love to see that.
Live long. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
I really appreciate the conversation.
I really appreciate it also.
And that's our chat. Let's meet in the comments. My name is Kafui Dey. Keep dancing.
It's a wrap.
It is a wrap. It's a wrap. Thank you so much. I enjoyed that,
I also did.
Thank you.
Now your questions. Woo! I love that.
Thank you so much.
I love that.
That was, it went even far better than I expected. Man. Yeah, and I expected a lot.
Yeah.
Great, Thank you so much.
Great.
Does anybody tell you Ochami Kwame looks like you?
Very much.
Yes, he does.
So he calls me Brappy.
Yeah. So he looks like you a lot.
Calls me
He looks like you a lot. Yeah. Oh, that was great.
I need to be fair a bit. They said I look like Obama too.
Yes, it's true. Around the cheeks.
Yeah.
It's true.
So I need to be fair a bit. Please get me some cream that I can use my body in.
Are those your students?
Yeah.
Okay.
These are all my students, my national.
So you guys do the dance? Prove it.
Hey, you know the awards was given to him. Gadi Awards.
Yeah.
Organized by Robert Clark.
Okay.
At the National Theatre.
All right.
Best dance student was given.
Bandana man.
Yeah.
Bro,
Afropop.
come show me something.
Yeah.
I'll give you rhythm. Come show me something. Your teacher today.
Give me the watching.
Come on.
Watching.
Yeah. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on. Come on. Yeah. Come on. Woo! Come on. Come on. Ah, yes, man. That's it, man. A professional must produce on demand.
Right. That's right.
On demand.
That's right.
The thing is on tap now. Good student.
Good,
Good student, good teacher. Yeah, it is so.